Hello, welcome, welcome one and welcome all. How is everyone doing today? Are we gonna have a good stream today, boys? I think we are. I think today's stream is gonna be great. I think it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have the greatest stream ever, the best stream ever. Just be 1 second here. I'm just making sure we tag everybody in Discord as well. But welcome to the Big Red 40K stream, my friends. I think that we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about today, even though things may seem a little bit more limited than before. 1 second here. We're just going to go here. Good evening, Keith Moore, and welcome. Welcome to the Big Red 40K stream, my friend. Alright. I'm doing alright. I'm doing okay. I'm having a pretty good day, Chris. It's very exciting. At least I think it's very exciting today. Because today we're going to talk about Space Marines. I know. It's the most cliche subject in Warhammer 40,000, I am aware. But given that the subject of today's video was talking a bit about the Tyranids and how I believe that they are going to be the launch army for 10th edition, I figured we should talk about the other launch army for 10th edition, which is, of course, Space Marines. I know, surprise and shock to everyone out there. Surprise and shock, Space Marines will be one of the launch armies for 10th. This sounds weird to say, but Space Marines actually need some love. Get out of here, Zavor. Get out of here, Zavor. The Space Marines need some love. How dare you? No, I'm kidding. I play Space Marines, so, the more models they get, the nicer it is for me. But they absolutely will be getting new models. And it's going to be new units. And this is kind of, I actually think I'm likely... Hey, how's it going, Mitchie? I actually think I'm likely to make a video. And also, hello to Hugh as well, and Dallas, and Chris, and Keith Moore, and Aaron Scott, and Stuart Perry, and John Penn, and Chris, and Guardsman Holden. Hello! As well as Frog the Third. But one thing I want to mention in all of this is that... The one thing I want to mention is that in all of this, we're going to see new Space Marine units. Those pictures are Space Marine 2, in your opinion? Do you mean the ones that were leaking out that Valrak was talking about earlier? I think it's probable, yeah. Even the Big Red 40K. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. It's going okay. I woke up a little late today, as you can probably guess. I was up too late, but I need to finish that Cyberpunk playthrough, and I need to finish a video every day, and I need to stream every day. So I'm like, I'm just so little time, but so much I want to do. I do not believe that Space Marines are actually in a very bad place at the moment. I think they're largely okay. I think that the game is not in a great place, but I don't think that means that Space Marines are in a bad place. I think you're wrong. I think we're going to get a new sprue in the Assault Intercessor box. I'm wrong, but Assault Intercessors, what's going on? But no, for 10th edition, what's going to be interesting is we're going to get new Space Marine units. So not just going to be new models. They tend to make wholesale new units when they do these types of launches for Space Marines. So I think it's going to be very bizarre to me, personally, that we're going to see Space Marines get whole new units, and I just don't know what units these guys could get. Yeah, we know about Jump Assault Marines, which have been rumored. We know about a few others, but at the same time, it's still bizarre. It's very much bizarre. They still perform pretty okay, Zavor. They've won several tournaments, really. Until the launch of what's its name? Until the launch of the Eldar Codex, they had still managed to win tournaments. I mean, not that I think that tournaments are really a measurement of if an army is good, but I don't think that they're in as bad a place as you may imagine. They have the problem is they have tons of options. So like, even though some units may not be competitive, Space Marines have the largest catalog of units in Warhammer 40,000. It is very difficult to make them not viable in some way with some build. If Space Marines can't win 90% of their games, it's not lore friendly. Marcus is right. We need to reformat this whole thing, guys. We need to rethink this whole thing. Yeah, I believe that we're going to get a base troop squad in 10th edition starter. Because that seems to be what they do with every edition. I don't think that they're just going to do more intercessors. I don't think they're going to do more assault intercessors or infiltrators or anything like that. They tend to, if you take a look, everything in the starter set that they've been doing since really 8th has been wholesale new things. I don't know what to tell you, Zavor. Again, like, they're going to get a new book anyway, so, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant what I say on the issue. What I would say is that the game is not in a good place. And it's not because Space Marines are not doing well, it's because the game has allowed the systems to break down, which govern how it operates. So that would be a bigger contributor to why I believe it's not doing particularly well. That's at least just me. Take that for what it is. They're going to create a Megazord Centurion model made up of 5 Centurions. Oh my god. Quick, upon me, Centurions! Form into Centauron! Now, with the power of Centauron, we will destroy the forces of chaos. You see, like, 2 cultists out there smoking. What are we fighting? Oh my god. It's destroyed. Well, I assume we're getting Marine 2.0 before we get 10th. We might not even, because you have to remember that Space Marines will probably be one of the first codexes out during 10th edition. If not the first codex out during 10th edition. So, you know, it might be that we just get, you know, because, like, 10th is coming probably next year. Yeah, I agree with that, John. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty spot on assessment. Until you have tried playing Garden Ninth, I don't want to hear whining about Space Marines not being. Oh my god, the dogs. No, all I would say is that at the end of the day, I think the problem is not with the Space Marine Codex. I think the problem is with the game. The game is the problem. There are solutions to fix that, which they are doing everything they can not to really fix. Yeah, I mean, the Codex and rules issues are what they are, but everything since Drakari has put power armor to shame. That's not true. Orcs are not doing fantastically well. That was one army that came out. Thousand Suns did not land well in terms of their overall tournament performance. Grey Knights, Grey Knights did all right for a hot minute. They're not really doing that well at the moment, as far as I know. They're doing okay, but Harry agrees about Space Marines. But in reality, you've just seen the internal bias of the Games Workshop writing staff ever since Drakari came out. And really before then. Mechanicus and Drakari were dominating the scene. Mechanicus got nerfed. Drakari have only recently been nerfed again, and I don't think it'll take because of the nature of what the Drakari army is. I believe that the Drakari are still going to be one of the top armies in the game, and they still seem to be. Genestealer cults are playable now, but not overpowered. I think that you need a lot to go right for Genestealers to be good. You're kind of depending on things maybe a bit outside of your control, or you need your opponent to almost deliberately make some mistakes. I don't disagree with you, John Penn, but I think actually what they need to do is they need to fundamentally change the game. I think the entire current system needs to be thrown out and redone again. I think that simplicity works. I think that stratagems need to go. I think that a lot of what currently is in the game needs to go. It's a series of mini games to me, and I don't really like any of the mini games that are in the current thing that are all latched onto the husk of Warhammer 40,000 as its core game is right now. I think that they should focus on the core game, and that means, yeah, all the codexes have to be done away with. All of them. Clowns are helping Drakari with the new book, exactly. But I would say that genuinely, and I mean this sincerely, they've got to sweep away it all again. It's got to be like the end of 7th edition. They're not going to do that. They're not going to change the main issues with the core rules. Any hope I had of them fixing some of the problems with the core rules kind of died when they've been showing off the Horus Heresy stuff. Hello, Nate, and welcome! Welcome to the Big Red 40K stream here today, Nate. I'm always happy to see everybody here, of course. Hello, Dino! Yes, Bear. Do you mean yeses in terms of, like, they've got to, like, change the system? Compared to their pre-9th codex, their 9-day Gene Stealer cults were actually unplayable. Well, fair enough, Knight, so fair enough. John Baptist wants to remind everyone to like the stream, bros. Thank you very much, John Baptist. I appreciate it. But yeah, like, just as a whole, like, I wanted to do this stream to talk about Space Marines, but apparently we're going to be talking about the rules. Apparently the rules seem to be the main thing coming up here. Stuart says, I have returned after surviving the illness that shall not be named. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better, Stuart, and that's great to hear that you pulled through. I know what Space Marines can ask for. Primaris Marines. They are the size of a boot. Yeah, they're called Primarchs, Jalio. This is the whole army of Primarchs. So what is this, 10th edition announcement? No, 10th edition has not been announced, but we know 10th edition is going to come either this coming year, so not this year, but it'll come next year or the worst case the year after. I think they might push it to the year after, depending on what they want to do. Over-the-top lethality has plagued the game since 8th, but it's gotten out of control in 9th. They basically have gone to the point where they're undermining the subsystems. They have filled the game with tons of additional phases and niches that don't really conjoin together correctly into one game, so it's become a series of mini-games. The objective system is a crime. I know some people like it, particularly the tournament crowd. But the tournament crowd came up with their own rules before anyway. So, like, Games Workshop pushing everybody into the tournament system, terrible idea. Terrible idea. Oh Jesus, they gave the BDSM Lord access to clowns now. She sounds like one of the 9 levels of hell it's made manifest. Yeah, Mighty Muffin time to die is really quick. Well, I mean, the schedule chaos didn't affect the last big releases, so that's the thing, Jalio. I don't know if it'll be pushed a year behind, but it might not be. They might just plow ahead with it. I hope they do a chain gun heavy bolter unit that will go against NIDS. Yeah, they might do that. You might see because they're already doing the Rocket Marine unit, which is a weird one. So they're kind of breaking up Devastators into their core components. So you're not going to be taking a Devastator squad as you remember it, where you're like, oh yeah, these are my Devastators. They all, I bought 2 with heavy bolters, 2 with rocket launchers. That's going away. The Space Marines have 1 whole unit of rocket launchers, which is coming out. Then they have 1 whole unit of heavy bolters or whatever, which has not come out. Then they'll have 1 whole unit of las cannons, which they've already kind of started to move towards with the last Fusiliers for the Phobos Marines. So there's really actually, it's weird as it sounds, they've actually kind of begun the process of really breaking up some of the versatile Space Marine units that used to exist. Or still exist, but they're firstborn. They're breaking up the firstborn units into their core components, and then they're turning them into whole units, which I think is kind of interesting. So I would expect to see more of that. Cross the Rupatakon Primaris. 9th is this Mario Party of the tabletop game. You're not that far off, Night Zoth. Chaos getting their 9th codex is just in time for 10th. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. To be honest, I don't even think all the leaks I've heard about the Codex, I'm very whelmed. I think Chaos is in for another just absolute horrible shit sandwich. Personally, just look at how slow book releases are now. They could maybe release it next year, but it will burn the community. Yeah, but the community's already on fire anyway. Why not throw some gasoline on it? They are moving 40k codex into 30k units. Yes. Yeah. Chaos units get railguns. If only they do. Rocket dudes for ultras will be fun. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really fascinating, personally. GW, you are strange. No, they're not strange. They're just not very smart. Well, I can't refer to the town as being broken BS anymore. I can't 2 guard regiments. Is that legal? No, they've made it so you can't have multiple regiments of the same type in the same army. Meaning you couldn't have Salamanders and White Scars both independently carry their rules as 2 separate detachments in an army. It has to all be one. I just want alternating activations. Yeah, I know, Stuart. Wouldn't that would like actually fix most of the game? It's crazy. It's actually crazy how that would fix most of the game. The Year of Chaos being taking a fat L. Yeah, I know, dude. They're gonna take off fat L. It's you know what though? I think World Eaters are going to be very, very powerful. At least in the context of 9th edition. I don't know how they won't be, but we'll see. They can botch it. They can botch anything. They've got the power. So we're like listening to Transformers. You got the touch. You got the power. Like it very much is the case. Incompetence is the ruler of existence. Incompetence, god of existence. Will GW survive the Great Reset after the next depression? Everyone is living in a bunk bed-sized pods and currency being digital tracked and readying material needs to be digital. I don't. No. Very few companies would survive that type of transition, but I don't know if we're heading there. We're heading towards way worse places than that, my friend. But this is a 40k stream, bro. Let's just talk 40k. I wonder if they do a breacher unit for 40k, then so the heavy weapons are glass cannons. You need to move with cover. It doesn't really work that way, Byron, with the current system. The current system doesn't allow for that type of depth on the tabletop. There's too much. Like you can't really survive with anything. Nothing is truly survivable. Even Death Guard struggle to survive. Even Necrons struggle to survive. You have to remember it's more a matter of, is it survivable? And the answer is just no. Like, nothing is really survivable, which is why you're always better off having glass cannon units, at least in my opinion, because they're gonna put your work in. They're gonna take care of things on the table. Absolutely. I haven't played Tau yet, but I will probably several times at the next tournament at the end of the month, so I'm not excited. Yeah, I wouldn't be that excited. Doggo in the background. Yeah, we got the doggos in the background. They're all pissed off today because they're locked up here with me. Everybody else is out of the house and they want to do other things than hang out with me, even though they get everything that they want except for when I'm streaming. So yeah, the doggos are not having a great day today. We will now have the scream of agony mixed with clown honks and circus music on the table. I don't even think Custodes are that survivable, to be honest. Like, you gotta remember that the firepower being brought to bear in Warhammer 40,000 is just not... It's not really all that survivable. If you build a hard-hitting list, for most armies in the game, you can focus down and destroy just about any unit in the game. It's just not really... The mechanics of Warhammer 40,000 have moved away from survivability to such an extent at this point that it's bizarre. The rules are overly complicated and not very great. But, you know, like... There's reasons to be excited if you enjoy the game in its current form. I am not personally all that excited, though. Are the Rocket Guys Gravis or tactical? As far as I've heard, they're tactical. So they're going to be in that sweet, sweet Tacticus armor, John. They're going to be in that sweet, sweet Tacticus armor. They're going to go out there. They're gonna have a great time. They're going to beat me up tonight. Oh, absolutely. Interesting. So, are you best off moving with a troop carrier like Rhinos, or have... not really like Rhinos. You're better off with troop carriers that are fast and allow you to drop off your troops or shoot from them. So trucks and Dark Drakari raiders are very good. If you're using them correctly. I think that rhinos largely don't work, except for in a few instances. You also have to remember the table is very small now, too. It's not like we're playing on 6x4 tables anymore. A 4x4 table has basically doomed the game for movement in many respects, because everybody starts too close to one another. Shorter turns, shorter table. It's not a good look for armies that want to be mobile unless they already have inherent mobility to them that's very fast and very hard hitting. I do wonder in 10th edition if they're going to move back to the 6x4 table, but I don't think that they will. I think that they want to be on the 4x4 table at the moment because they're trying to give people more of an opportunity to play in their homes, and it's very difficult to play at home. It's very difficult to play at home when you are required to have a 6x4 table, and they're trying to get the game to the point where you can play it on a dining room table or in a kitchen table, which is what they tried to reformat the game to do. I just think it makes an unsatisfying tabletop war game, given the rest of the rules the game has. I think you'd need far bigger fundamental changes to the system. Burgosaurus Rex, you'd be surprised to find out that Games Workshop makes tons of things useless all the time. So, they, for your sake, I hope they don't, but there's a very big chance that they do that, and then that's just it. Absolutely. I know it's scary. I miss the 6-foot table battle cannons were stupid good for 3 turns until people could actually reach them. I don't know about that. You could take out battle cannons pretty easy with your own heavy weapons. Again, 40k is not 4x4 is too small. Range means little. You are absolutely correct, John Pinino. You are absolutely correct. Right now, basically everybody is in range very quickly, and those with the best weapons are the ones who have weapon ranges between 30 and 36 inches at base, because you can just start hammering people right away, and often those weapons are high quantity fire weapons. Here's the thought I've just had. How can Custodes use Land Raiders yet Primaris cannot? You know full well why. It's purely marketing, Keith Moore. It's purely marketing. Range of the game was never really a factor. 6x4 table range was a factor. After 8th edition, it was not a factor anymore. Or rather, after 9th edition. The small table size is nice to get action quicker, but messes with the overall scale and size of the game it really works at. I completely agree with you. Well, we were going to be talking about Space Marines, and we have talked about Space Marines a little bit today, Stormlord Rising. However, people sidetracked us into the rules. So we're now talking about kind of broadly what I expect to see and what the crowd expects to see from future editions of Warhammer 40,000. For myself, I personally anticipate that I had really hoped we were going to see some new turn action system, and with them adding reactions to Horus Heresy, I now no longer believe that is going to be the case, and instead they're going to add the reaction mechanic to Warhammer 40,000. 6x4 was not a factor because most tables lack sufficient terrain. Yeah, but that's terrain needs. You need to have terrain on a gaming table. You just need it. They give the Basilisk a 210-inch range for a reason. Range mattered. It did. The table got smaller, but the dice tray got bigger. Furry Curry coming out here laying down facts. Coming out here laying down the hard facts. It's the Bane Blade, says Hamish. Thank you very much, Hamish. I appreciate it. Just coming out here laying down facts, though, guys. You know, so they've added dice. They've reduced range. They've added all of these subsystems. I just think that it's an overly complicated game. Like, you know, for me, I love painting and building models. Thank goodness I love painting and building models. Thank goodness I love the lore and the world of Warhammer 40,000. So for me, the big draw is just building armies that I think look beautiful. I'm not the greatest painter in the world, but that is the plan. Also, guys, we now have a new camera arm. For those of you who don't follow us on Discord, you will notice the new camera arm is up. So, fear not, my friends. We will be able to do paint streams again. I intend to actually have a paint stream tomorrow. I was also looking at today, but I just didn't get enough done in my room today to get us back in a place where I feel that we can do paint streams. So, we're going to be doing paint streams again, and it's not going to be seasickness cam anymore. The seasickness cam is over. We've got a wall-mounted camera for the paint streams, so we will be doing more streams with miniatures being painted on stream. I intend to be painting my Necron army on stream, and we're going to be painting 1 unit of Night Lords at the outset with people. Tomorrow is when we're going to get started on that, so there's a lot of fun on the way. Ruski bat, Ruski bat, Ruski bat. But no, for the game itself, I don't think 10th is going to draw me back in unless I see something very, very unique from 10th edition, and I'm definitely suspicious of 10th editions, where they're putting 10th edition on the map, as it were. Of course, I always hope the best, but 10th edition is going to be, we'll see. I hope 10th Ed will be a new start for the hobby as a whole. I do as well, but I don't think it's gonna. I think 10th edition is going to be a continuation of 9th edition, which I think is a very, poor decision, because 9th edition genuinely is not working very well. 9th is the Games Workshop themselves know 9th edition is having a lot of problems with the player base. They can release codexes all they want. It's not an issue. Like, I mean, the codexes matter, but it's not running the way that they expected, to put it in perspective. So, yeah. Well, Jorg, we were talking about Space Marines, Jorg. We were talking about Imperial Space Marines, but then we got sidetracked, and now we're talking about 10th edition and what to kind of expect from that. Oh, yeah, dude. We need more Primaris Lieutenants. Who's with me, guys? Primaris Lieutenants. Who's on board? Only Primaris Lieutenants going forward. There's no reason to even field the army anymore. Just Primaris Lieutenants, and we can all spend 30 pounds a model just to build a whole squad of Lieutenants. I agree. If John, like, I suspect that you'll find that we agree on a lot. They should go back to the old armor penetration system. They should go back to the old wound chart system, and they should have alternating activations. Those alone would dramatically improve the game. Then on top of that, if you go into removing stratagems and things like that, and just adding more and bringing back universal special rules, I think you'd have a much better game. I don't expect that that's going to happen. I suspect that instead we're going to see the reaction phase added to the game, and I suspect that they're going to tune up the damage again. So that means we're going to see even more damage going out. Squad, they're rough. They are enough to field 2K army full of lieutenants. Don't give them ideas. So no, like, you know, there's a lot I want to see them do. They're not going to do those things. The staff there are not do not have the will to do those things. They are not looking at tabletop war games for inspiration for these things. They are looking at their other competitors like Magic the Gathering and more short form games. You'll notice that the majority of systems outside of Games Workshop use a tactically deep strategy wargame system. Games Workshop has done the opposite. They've moved away from that. Now, it might be doing well because Games Workshop is a juggernaut in the industry. Reactions will be like AOS interrupts, exactly. A reaction phase is awful, Night South. I think that the reaction phase exists to try and... The reaction phase is coming into existence to try to make up for the fact that they don't have alternating activations. I have never seen a company try so hard in its whole existence to avoid something that would actually make sense and make their game better. I've never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable to me. I feel like I'm going to have an aneurysm every time I see it. They're like, well, you guys, we could do alternating activations like all of our competitors do. Something that's been very popular in the wargaming space since the early 2000s. Or we can keep I go, you go, and add a bunch of BS mechanics to it. I feel like I'm having a stroke. It's terrible. GW needs to look as far away from MTG as they want if they want a good game. I'm not the guy you got to tell that to, man. I agree with you, but I'm not the guy you gotta give that warning to. Why don't tournament players want a more strategic game? Because they want to win, Byron. They want. It's weird. Tournament players often like the idea of being able to win early and to get off all of your strategic instruments very quickly. You can't really do that with an alternating activation game. An alternating activation game also makes it very difficult for one player to really dominate another player very quickly. It doesn't even drag the game out. It just makes it so that a game is more likely to go the distance. I personally suspect that tournament players like the thrill of defeating an opponent very quickly. I know that's when I was a tournament player. That's what I enjoyed. I've since pointed out how I'm not a huge fan of that. So yeah, I'm not huge on that personally. Spontaneous stratagem to cancel your enemy's doing. Counter armulus for counter armulus. Anyone? Yeah, I mean, like, that's just the thing. Stratagems were added one pump tournament players. I mean, like, you'll take a look at it. Why did the Speedwa take off? The Speedwa is not a fun army to play with. Why did the Speedwa take off? Speedwa took off because you could table somebody on turn 1. They've nerfed it, but that's why the Speedwa was a thing. Like the buggy spam. Why? Well, like, that's not a fun way to play, but it's a way for you to win your game outright. So if your version of fun is to win at all costs and as quickly as possible, that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to bring. That's going to be the popular list for you to bring into the game. Ending the game on one turn is why people stop playing War Machine. Yes, but it's also why the tournament players played War Machine, Ben Ren. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're completely correct, but it's why people played the game. Like, so it's a different crowd that it appeals towards. Bots are out in force tonight. I know the Ruskies need to get out their bots while they still can, dude. They're trying to do a last-ditch bot offensive. I love the idea of alternating activations, but wouldn't that make a game slow as hell? Absolutely not, Siriesco. I've played other games. If you play Star Wars Legion is alternating activations. It's a similar scaled game to Warhammer 40,000. If you play Bolt Action or Gates of Antares, they are alternating activation-based systems. And again, those games take about as long as a 40k game plays, and they have approximately the same number of miniatures in battle as in Warhammer 40,000. I assure you that what it does is it doesn't slow the game down. It makes sure both players are playing across the entire turn, and it makes sure that the game is going to go the distance. Meaning that for a lot of people, you can get a game out of Warhammer 40,000 in 20 to 30 minutes if somebody wins on the first 2 turns. You see? Whereas with a game like Bolt Action, you're probably at least going to turn 3 or 4. Why? Well, because, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to win a game on turn 1 or 2 in Bolt Action. Just as with Warhammer 40,000, it would become very difficult to win a game on turn 1 or 2 in Warhammer 40,000 if you had alternating activations. War Machine was a tabletop miniatures game. I actually have one of the models here. This is from its sister game Hordes. It is a tabletop miniatures game produced by a company called Privateer Press. They were actually an enormous multi-million-dollar company at one point. They were actively nipping at Games Workshop's heels, and then they spontaneously killed their company more or less about 7 or 8 years ago. Or 6 or 7 years ago. It was amazing to watch. Third edition Warma Hordes crashed because it had already been suffering during 2nd edition because all they did was appeal to the tournament scene. Games Workshop came out with 8th edition, which was very friendly to a large audience, and people just jumped back over to Warhammer. They said see you later to it, and it died very quickly. That's absolutely right, Bakamat Kod. Forgive me if I pronounced that incorrectly. Bahamut Kod. You are completely correct. You also see alternating activations in Necromunda and Warcry, which is why those games are better games. Even from Games Workshop, those are better games. Alternating activations is much more realistic. I'm sold. Yeah, it is much more realistic. It's a better way to play the game. Here's an idea I know competitive people hate. Make 1,000 to 1,250 points tournament standard. Yeah, that's. I think 1,500 should probably be where tournaments are for standard tournament play, but that's not what they want. They want that magical number of 2,000. I don't know why. You can't tell me why, but I think it's because it gives them more opportunity for toys in the toy box. What I will say is that for Warhammer 40,000, that dynamic would change if you had alternating activations. Hugh Gedney, I cannot tell you about a huge amount of lore on War Machine because it has an enormous amount of lore and novels and history. I'm not even a lore expert for it, but it would take me hours to explain even what I know. So, I couldn't tell you, man. That'll take a while. There's a world where everything's very steampunk, and they have steampunk robots. 40k in 40 minutes has a game of 40k where they try an alternating activation. If folks want to give it a watch of what 40k could be. Yes, I did see that, or at least I saw part of it. How did that game go? Did they enjoy the game? Because I only saw snippets of it. I was just too busy making my own stuff at the time. I think they are unveiling a new War Machine army very soon. Yeah, but that game's in a lot of trouble, Warsmith. I don't think Privateer Press is a whole lot longer. I don't think they have a whole lot of gas left in the tank. Everything they do goes to Kickstarter. That's not the sign of a healthy company. If a decent Kill Team box comes out, I might jump on it and learn the game. Oh yeah, Kill Team is definitely worth looking into. I myself want to be playing more Kill Team. I've just not had time. I've really had no time at all, except for I basically live stream, and then I make videos, and it takes up about 8 hours of my day every day. It takes about 1 to 2 hours to do a script, about 1.5 hours to record, depending on how long that script is, and then it takes me about an hour or two to edit. Then we typically stream for 1.5 to 3 hours a day. It's a beautiful life. I actually am having a lot of fun doing this, even though, as you guys know, it's just I'm just trying to grow the channel at the moment more than anything. But as a result, though, my actual ability to play tabletop games has crashed dramatically. I'm not sad about it because I'm having a lot of fun doing what I'm doing right now. Didn't Bricky technically won a game in LVO against Old Towlist, fielding 2 War of Lore suits by nuking 2 in 1 round? I mean, what are you supposed to do when that happens to you? Well, you're supposed to surrender, Furry Curry. You're supposed to surrender. They're not bankrupt, Knights Oath, but they're not doing well. Everything they do is on Kickstarter. They're not a bankrupt company. Understandable, War Machines were just as big as Warhammer in setting wise. Yeah, it was a very big company for a long time. Hey guys, what are you doing back there, huh? Constantly causing trouble. Constantly causing trouble. Just trying to make my life hard. I understand it. But, I just have to respond to something. But yeah, I expect that type of stuff is very difficult to have happen in a game where you have alternating activations or something of that sort. Playing on tabletop with the guys who did alternating activations games for 40k. I actually know some of the guys. They make that stuff locally. The 2 of them that I know JT and I know Space Marine Steve. I haven't seen. I actually had to apologize to Steve recently because I was an asshole to him years ago, and I used to see him all the time, and then the plague hit, and I'd never had an opportunity to apologize to him until I I found out he was running a tournament locally, and I basically managed to get down there and thankfully managed to apologize to him last year. I felt really bad about it. At first I was all prideful and indignant, like, I'm right. It's not about being right. I was a total dickbag to him. So I finally managed to apologize to him, which was good. And I haven't seen JT in a couple years. But God, I miss hanging out with JT. I used to hang out with him all the time. Yeah, it's very fascinating. So I actually know a couple of the guys who do 40k in 40 minutes, or who do play on tabletop. I've not discussed anything involving their channel with them ever. It's not really like, I mean that even in person. I've never really talked about their channel. For me, it's more I knew them from the other side of the hobby, just playing tabletop games, talking, stuff like that. That's where I know them from. I used to play role-playing games with JT as well. JT's an amazing role player, I should add. That guy's amazing. I ran a Death Watch campaign with him in it, where he was playing as an assault marine. It was awesome. Yeah, I know him. We're not close friends or anything, but we're acquaintances. They make that locally. Like that, they make that actually just one city over. I've known those guys. I've known Space Marine. I met Space Marine Steve, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, and like we used to just frequent the same places all the time. I used to talk to him out in Chilliwack and Abbotsford, and I saw him in Mission a couple times too. And JT, who's the announcer for 40k in 40 minutes, the rather chubby gentleman with the black mustache. I knew him much better. I hanged out with him a lot more, and I didn't even know that they did 40k in 40 minutes together until like a year ago. I just wasn't into the channel. I'm like, is that Steve and JT? So, yeah, like, 2 years ago, I guess. Time flies. But yeah, like, I know a couple of the guys on there. I don't know all of them, by any stretch of the imagination. And, I had to apologize to Steve for being an absolute asshole to him. I do, more than anything, I miss talking and hanging out with JT. I think the last time I saw JT in person was 3 years ago. And that's when we both were basically getting fitted for some clothing. I had to go to a business event, and I just came across him while I was getting fitted out to look the role. But yeah, that's a little bit of a side piece of Bear's personal life. There you go. Yes, I do know a couple of the guys there. Again, though, I've never talked to them about their channel. Steve knows who I am, but like, I don't think he knows that I even do YouTube or anything like that. And we're more acquaintances, but for me, I know JT much better. I really do wish I could hang out with JT again. Just, we run in different social circles now. In Folk Eye, which game is healthier place? In Folk Eye, which games are in healthier place than what 40k is? I don't understand what you mean by that, Donald Cowie. The beginning of the sentence, not really in Folk Eye. I'm not quite sure what that means. I know very, very little about War Machine setting, and I heard a few mentions of it before, but not a lot of it. Yeah, dude, like, again, for me to actually meaningfully explain what War Machine is, Hugh Gedney would take an hour or 2 hours, and it's like this isn't a War Machine channel. And I'm not a huge fan of War Machine, even. So I can't really meaningfully explain it to you, other than to say that it's about robots and big monsters that fight each other at various points. I played it for a while, but that's where I got, these guys from. For me personally, I think so there's a difference between financially there's a difference between being financially better off and being better off as a tabletop game. I think financially, Games Workshop is still the best off in the industry. That's obvious because it's a multi-billion-dollar company, and Warhammer 40,000 has a couple $100 million in revenue every year, and on its own before Age of Sigmar has like $100 million in profit or some crazy thing. Yeah, I played Khador. But I had Khador and I had Circle of Oberos Wolfenbach. But what ends up happening is if we're talking about that, then no one in the industry is comparable. Games Workshop's bigger than everything in the industry, with the exception of Wizards of the Coast. If we're talking about gameplay, just about everybody's better off. Anything out of Warlord Games is, in my opinion, a more solid tabletop game at this time. BattleTech is a more solid tabletop game at this time, and Star Wars Legion, which I think Star Wars Legion is the one that is going to be the biggest problem for Games Workshop in the coming years, because Star Wars Legion is a very good game by comparison. I don't enjoy it as much as the Warlord game stuff, and I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I don't really play it. But Star Wars Legion is a good game, and it's definitely going to be eating Games Workshop's lunch at least a little bit. Isn't it sad when you think about it, the times of Warhammer Plus properly, the best GW endorsed Warhammer 40k animation was a Dawn of War 1 trailer? Oof. It used to be a pinup model central game, but it grew out of it. Let's see where Privateer Press ends up. I think they're going to end up in bankruptcy at some point. Privateer Press nuked themselves, but had a better system. I think that Privateer Press did not have a better system, personally. Buffs for Primaris Marines, +1 strength, +1 toughness, +1 movement. They are supposed to be bigger, tougher, and faster. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't know if they should justify doing that, because I think at that point they're just custodes, and that's a problem in and of itself, because then you have to buff custodes on top of it. I don't think that they'll go in that direction. I absolutely did play BattleTech, the tradable card game. I don't even remember what it was like. I played BattleTech, the tradable card game, when I was 10 or 11. Have a great night, Stormlord Rising. Thank you very much for joining us here today, and you have a great night. We'll be streaming for at least another hour, boys. We're going to be on here for a little while yet. So yeah, for me, just looking at it from that lens, as it were, I definitely can see. I only played War Machine for a while because it was the game most played locally. Like, people just weren't playing 40k for a while out here. They were all playing War Machine. So that's what drew me into it, of course, because, I was much bigger into the games at the time than I am into the other portion of the hobby at that time. Now I'm way more into the painting and modeling part of the hobby. Let's see here. Yeah. So, I have a question for the chat. Not a poll question, but we're just going to have a question for the chat. What type of Space Marine units do you think we're going to see? I know we're seeing the rocket launcher. I expect that we'll see some type of unit that's comprised up of heavy bolters and assault-based cannons and things like that. So I expect to see those, but I suspect also we'll see assault marines. But is there anything else that could be appearing? Because, like, at a certain point, you'd think that they'd have to run out, but they're going to keep on making new units no matter what. It's kind of crazy to think about. Not related to the topic, but what a missed opportunity with custodes. They should have been 7 to 10 good character models, and the rest Sisters of Silent Squad and Custodes feels wrong, in my opinion. I don't really know what to say. I got a couple Custodes bouncing around. I think they look all right. I almost got into War Machine, but I ended up going into the military and never picked it up. Fair enough. Jump Pack Assault Marines. Yeah, I expect to see Jump Pack Assault Marines, which is going to make regular Assault Intercessors go into a very weird place. But I expect to see Jump Pack Assault Marines. I expect to see Rocket-based Devastator on Primaris knockoff, and I expect to see a Heavy Bolter-based / Assault Cannon knockoff. Gravis Assault Marines. We might see Gravis Assault Marines. Primaris Phobo Terminator with Jetpack. How dare you, Siriesco? Breachers / Heavy Breachers. I don't know. Would you guys think we would see Breachers? You see, here's the thing, Grimgar. I don't think that they need these things. I don't think that Space Marines need anything. But they're gonna get it. So that's That's the grim, dark truth of it, my friend. That is the grim, dark truth. I agree with you 100%, Grimgar. It's not about that, though. It's about, it's not about that. It's going to be about, they're going to get it because people are going to buy it. Well, I mean, they seem willing to do upgrades for all sorts of models now, so I don't have any doubt of that. Suppressors with Las Talons. Full Daka Redemptor. Yeah, see, there's a lot of ideas coming up here, guys. With everything being so killy and ignoring invulnerable saves, maybe we will see more vehicles with Void Shields. Oh. Oh, God, John. I don't know if that's going to be good. I don't know if that's going to be good, John. I don't know if I want to do that one, John. I want to get off this train. Oh, brutal. Oh my god, more vehicles with Void Shields. Kill me now. Primaris Scout, surely. The reason I say Breachers is if you go through the Legio Astartes book, just look at the stuff after the currently don't have. Yeah, like, absolutely, yeah, you might see Breachers. Absolutely. Or some equivalent of Breachers. Yeah, they do need a flying transport. I agree with you, Keith Moore. They also need a proper flyer in general, so I don't know if that's going to be a flying transport or just a flyer. Assault were shown in Space Marine 2 trailers. Shotgun artillery squad with Davy Jones nuke launcher, maybe. I think those are going to be more like the rocket launchers, Benren. I think that's what that's probably going to be. Imagine X2 Heavy Gatling Redemptor. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. I always love the big twin cannons. Burp, 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 burp. Just going off, just hosing everything down is amazing. Primaris Centurions with power armor on top of Gravis armor. Honestly, I think Gravis is kind of a flop. I have no... The only Gravis unit I actually like that they produce is I like the 2 Gravis captains they've made. I don't like Gravis armor as a whole. I think it looks like budget substandard Terminator armor. I think it's the helmet I dislike the most. If they had better helmets and better legs, I probably wouldn't be so mean. But they just look like crappy Terminators. Well, there is going to be... They're going to branch out for... I expect in 10th edition, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and Space Wolves are going to get a lot of love. I think that they're all going to get... updates like the Black Templars got. That's my suspicion, anyway. Can't guarantee it, but that's what I think. That's why you put Centurion-style armor over it. Yeah, I still don't know, J-Train. I still don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think I prefer Phobos over Gravis. I really do, and I'm neutral on Phobos. I don't think it's the best. Jump Assault Gravis with 2+ invulnerable save, twin 10-shot assault damage -4, and with melee that ignores all saves and insta kills anything, and they cost 15 points per model. Grimgar, make it so. Shooty aggressors look cool. Need their old rules. I don't really like the way the aggressors look at all, personally. The hover version of the Land Raider, the hover version of the Land Raider that Primaris will be able to ride in. They already have that. They're called repulsors. Repulsors are very much an equivalent of a Land Raider. Don't forget permanent transhuman. That's right, they also need permanent transhuman, but it's a 2+... it's a transhuman that ignores all wounds except for those that roll a 6. I hate the tubes that go from the calves to the ass. And yeah, I do too, Benren. They look stupid and awful. I don't want to trash talk Gravis armor too much, but it's not my fan. It's not my armor type. I am a big fan of Terminator armor. I love Tacticus armor, and I think that Phobos armor looks okay. Not a big fan of Centurion armor or Gravis armor. Troublemakers are back. Which troublemakers are back? Full Gatling Redemptor with mini Gatling nipples and with a Hammer Strike missile pod on top. No way anybody would have the big hands to roll all those dice at once. Oh my god. Brrr! No, they're twin onto... what's the name of the 20-shot one that the... you give it two of the ones that the the Gladius has, or two of, like, just sit there. You sit there with 40 shots plus a couple of missile launchers. Beep, 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 beep. That'd be amazing. Have a great night, Hugh. Thanks for dropping by, mate. We'll catch you next time. The doggos ran in and back out. Yeah, they're trying to harass me to get me to do stuff with them, which is fine. But like, I'm trying to do this. This is effectively my job. As you guys know, I am currently in a state of unemployment, so I am trying to make YouTube work. So we will see if that happens. If it doesn't happen, I'll just go get a job. My standard of living is I've got most of my stuff paid for. My car's paid for, and outside of that, I basically just have to pay rent every month. Or it's not even rent, it's my third of a mortgage. So I do not require a great deal to sustain myself, and I would rather do something I love versus something that I do not love. Can Space Marines tin can and Space Marines because they're full of armor and they're like cans, never mind. Here's a real one, Primaris Leviathan Dreadnought. Yeah, I suspect that we might see something like that. I think they're going to take a lot of the popular designs from the Horus Heresy and intermix them into the Primaris format, which is sort of what some people are talking about with breachers and things like that. So I would personally expect to see that myself. So that would not be a shock to me. Not a particularly big shock, anyway. Let's change up the music. We've been listening to the Mechanicus soundtrack all this time. There we go. There we go. Back in action, boys. But yeah, no, it's yeah, there's a lot of options for what they could do. I know the range doesn't need it. The Primaris Space Marines really need very little. I personally think that all they really need is assault-based jump packs and Terminators. Personally, I think that they're going to get way more than that, and a lot of it's not even going to make sense. So there was music. I can actually see it registering on the thing here. I just don't have it particularly loud because I don't want it to overwhelm people. You don't need much support to support yourself. You collect Warhammer, don't you? Yeah, but I have a massive collection, Nate. It would take me a decade of just dedicated painting to get through half of what I have. So, I only need very few things. What would be cool is a dedicated anti-tank Redemptor with a mini Knight Melta-Cannon. Yeah, but then what? But then it undermines the validity of the Knight Army. Is the problem? It's a thermal cannon, if I'm not mistaken, Furry Curry. But yeah, like at the end of the day, I have a lot of stuff here, so I don't really need an overabundance. So. Hello, Abaddon, and welcome. How are you doing, mate? You doing all right? You having a good day? I certainly hope so. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to respond to somebody. But yes, we're hitting the 1 hour mark, and you know what that means, guys. You know what happens at the 1 hour mark. If you're enjoying your time here, please consider liking this video. It does help the channel a great deal. And if you're new here, we run a stream every single day, and we try to have a video up every other day. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do so. It does also help the channel immensely. So just my quick little mention there. We do have a membership program, and members do get to make suggestions to the channel. So just as a quick reminder, if you would also like to join us as a member, we'd be, of course, very happy to have you. Yeah, the small ones, they just have a big twin-linked Melta thing, Furry Curry. Yeah. I'm doing all right. I think today's going pretty well. I was pretty happy to be on stream today. It's a nice stream. I'm just keep on getting messaged in the middle of the stream by a bunch of people, family members and whatnot. I feel the same way. I have a big backlog of models to paint. Don't have a pile of shame. I have a massive pile of shame, which is not a good thing. But that's why we're going to focus on one main thing that I think I can get done, which is why we're going to focus on the Necrons once I figure out the paint scheme we're going to be doing for those Necrons. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be very awesome. A lot of gray plastic to assemble. Absolutely. I know that feeling all too well. I know that feeling all too well. It's an amazing feeling. It makes me feel better about myself. Alright, come on. Ares, Upton. Okay. Oh, you don't want to get picked up. Alright, well, Ares is going to get picked up then. Oh. Look who's on stream, huh? Are you doing alright, Ares? You having a good time, buddy? You having a good time? Hmm? How's it going? You like being on stream, buddy? Yeah, you're Mr. Ears, aren't you, Mr. Ears? Hey, it's Captain Azek. I don't have a good recommendation for that. Punkle Nickel Pickle Shelf of Shame, 4 models. Oh boy, no, I got shelves of shame, my friend, shelves. Oh god, no. You're a good boy, aren't you, buddy? Welcome aboard, Nox Minis. Thank you very much for joining us here today. It's going to be a hell of a ride. We're here all the time. Oh, what are you doing? Huh? What's with your fuzz? Mr. Fuzz, huh? Alright, should I put you down? Alright, we're going to put you down. I just wanted to see Mr. Fuzz for a minute. Alright. Just be one other second. I'm just going to quickly open my window. Because it has become unseasonably warm where I live. Yeah, dude, the doggos are here all the time, man. People love the doggos. I love the doggos. Doggos are amazing. Ares is my buddy. We do everything together. Shame, ding, ding, shame, ding, ding. Come on, Furry Curry. You can't shame me. I run this channel. You can't do this to me. This is my... Do you know what I've done? Oh, oh, do you know how much I've sacrificed? I love that. But, no, you know, yeah. I'm thinking that, man, I'm almost scared to know how many new units we're gonna get for the Space Marines in 10th edition. I love the cold and the rain Night's Oath. I love it. I made a promise to myself to build and paint everything I already have before I can buy a new Warhammer / a 3D printer. I didn't make myself that promise, but in general, I have been avoiding buying stuff. Hey, it's High Marshal Miles. Welcome, High Marshal Miles. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing all right. Ares runs the channel. Ares most definitely does not run this channel. Ares spends all day chasing after balls and being effectively kind of annoying. I love the dog. I hang out with him all the time, but he destroys a lot of stuff. Everything, if anything's not left under lock and key, he tries to get into it. He gets bored very easily. Very easily does he get bored. But yeah, what a great day. What a Kalu Kalay, what a wonderful day. But yeah, no, I really am almost scared. I really am, now that I'm back on track. Sorry guys, my brain just farted for a moment there. But I really am almost scared and wonder just how many new units the Marines are going to get at the start of 10th. Because they're going to give them a lot. Like, make no mistake, it's coming. Balls, you say, says Chris. Chris is out there, he's in it to win it. He's like, but balls? Do they have more balls? Space Marine Lehman Russes. That used to be a thing, John Baptist. That really did. If you played Space Wolves during 3rd edition, you could take a Lehman Russ Exterminator, and I had one as a child. Big twin-linked metal autocannon on top of a Lehman Russ hull. With a Space Marine's ballistic skill. The real danger is just the fact that you could give it the other side weapons. The sponsons were more dangerous than the autocannon. You rolled up there with effectively, you know, 2 plasma cannons, a las cannon, and a twin-linked autocannon on your Space Wolves Lehman Russ battle tank. It was crazy. What we got, a new edition coming or something? Very soon, Chapter Master Moloch. Next, I think next year. Honestly, I think next summer would be... Not this summer. Next summer is kind of the expected timeline for the 10th edition launch. They may delay it by a year, depending on how things are going. But it's really coming actually quite soon, Moloch. I really do believe that. What kind of chapter-specific units do you think we could see? Well, the Space Wolves will get some equivalent of Grey Knights or Blood Claws. Not Grey Knights, Grey Hunters or Blood Claws. You might see something akin to Wolfguard. They'll probably give them a Wolfen-style unit, which would just be a disaster. I think Wolfen are lame. You'll probably see... And, of course, HQ choices and whatnot. Then you will probably see, for the Dark Angels, guys in robes, effectively. Probably some type of dedicated Deathwing unit or Ravenwing unit. Then for the Blood Angels, you know, the standard Sanguinary Guard, Death Company, stuff like that. I think it'll be summer 2023. Sorry about this, guys. My old man is calling. So just give me 1 second here. We'll give you a call back in a couple. All right, guys. Sorry about that. That was my old man, my dad, asking for me to help him with something. So I was just like, "You need to call me. I'll call you back later." He's just like, "Oh no, you need to help me now." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. You don't understand." Now, Bear, you have to do the old man's accent. Listen up here, boy. I'm going to need your help right about here. I'm applying to this thing and it needs a bunch of information from you. Well, what information is it? I need your bloody SIN number. I'm like, I don't believe you. No, the dog's going into they're pacing because they're irritated, because they're trapped upstairs. Because they can't be trusted to be alone, which means that going downstairs, they would be alone, and when they go down there, Ares in particular will attempt to chew the furniture. So they are pacing because they're annoyed, but they just can't. They can't be downstairs. It's just not. I would love for them to be downstairs because it's annoying to have them pacing behind me, but they will destroy the house, or at least, very least, specifically Ares will destroy the house. Gravis Ancient, considering that they never did a vanilla Terminator Ancient. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do a Gravis Ancient. I don't know. I really don't. Oh, hello, puppy. Oh, you fell into my trap, puppy. Ha ha! Uppy hates being picked up even more than Ares does, which is why I do it to him. Oh, isn't that right, Mr. Hups? Oh, who's so happy? What's happening? What's happening up here, buddy? Alright, you can get down. Oh, God. Now you want to fight me? Huh? What is it? No! I know what you want. He's gonna start barking at me in a second. Is your dad trying to send money to a Nigerian prince? Listen here, boy. All I've got is playing together. And I'm gonna need all your social insurance information. Because I'm dealing with the Prince of Nigeria. Needs a little bit of help, mate. I'm like, I don't think that's real, Dad. Nah, mate. Nah, he told me himself. Spoke with him over the internet. Can't believe it, mate. A friggin' Nigerian prince reaching out to me. Just like that, we've got the Ruski bot in chat, too. Evangelos Ikos. Well, so long, my friend. The other doggo. What's on the painting table? We got Night Lords back there right now. We're going to do one squad of Night Lords before we begin transitioning over to other things to paint. Bark back. And, oh man, that just encourages them to bark more. They will bark even more until they inundate my channel. Bork, bork. So he comes running. Go get him. Up and go get him. Who dat? I can get him to start barking on command, but I don't like doing it. Truth be told, I do it sometimes just to piss off my sister. I'm like, who's that, Uppy? Go get him. Go get him. And then, like, he'll just start barking, and she's like, why are you fucking barking? I taught him how to bark, basically. You can probably hear him in the background. He's in it to win it right now. I took care of him for months at a time before, and yeah, I taught him how to like just bark on command where he thinks there's a threat nearby. I'm like, go get him, go get him, and so I do that all the time when she's not looking, just to annoy my sister. She's like, oh, why have you done this? I'm like, yes. But Ares keeps looking right into the camera from the hallway. Yeah, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant dog. You go get him, bite him, fight. Yeah, I know. It's like, go get him. Hey, Uppy. Uppy. Go get him. Who dat? Who dat, Uppy? Who dat? Oh, who dat? He might just start beating up Ares if he gets annoyed enough, which might, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Go bug mom, sir. I know. It's only trustworthy when it's the Prince of Zamunda. I know, right? Oh my goodness, the old man out there just being like, I got these Prince of Zamunda, mate, and they're telling me I've got all this type of money if I help them out with my social insurance. But ask me for the boys in social insurance. I'll cut you in, boy. I'll cut you in. No, it's nothing like that. He needs help with some other stuff. So after the stream is done, I got to call him back, which is probably going to be about 3 or 4 o'clock today. So yeah, it's a very exciting time to be a Warhammer 40,000 fan, in my opinion. I think we're moving towards good things. I think we have exciting stuff on the horizon. I think 10th edition is coming next year. I'm still holding out that 10th is coming out next year. It follows their standard business plan. They're going to try to play catch up this year. They might not be able to. Like, the world's pretty screwed up at the moment. It's things outside of Games Workshop's control. But I still think that they're aiming for a next year launch. I actually think the Horus Heresy launch might be not what they hoped. I think that they're going to outprice themselves on the Horus Heresy launch, honestly. Which, because you have to understand, we'll talk about this for a second, actually. Horus Heresy did very well at Forge World because enthusiasts bought into it. Those enthusiasts may not be in high enough number to justify the big investment that they're making into Horus Heresy in the meantime. And what does that mean? That means that you might still have all those enthusiasts and a couple more, but if they make it too expensive, then it's not going to reach mainstream appeal. And if it doesn't make mainstream appeal, they're going to have problems with reconciling the investment versus the return. So it is an interesting question to me just how they're going to price Horus Heresy. I really hope that they price it well. I really hope that they give people a real opportunity to sink their teeth into it and have a good time. But that's not always how it translates. I think that they can get away with Forge World pricing for those minis in plastic. I actually think that they think that. But it's like, tell me what you think. I think what I think. That's at least what I believe, anyway. So, let's see here. We've got 35 people in the chat right now. By the way, thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. I genuinely appreciate everybody who comes on stream. It is a huge push for me to try to get this channel moving forward. I love talking to you guys. I love going over all the new, fun, and fancy things. So just again, thank you guys all for being here today. I sincerely appreciate it. But yeah, let's think here. What else can we talk about today? We talked about Space Marines. We talked about 10th edition. It will die harder than Horus Heresy did over in Australia. Oh! Well, Night South... Horus Heresy is still big in Australia. Horus Heresy is not a dead game, as far as I know, in Aussie land, is it? They did bring back the insanely good value No Fear and Dark Imperium box sets, too. Did they? Did they bring back Dark Imperium? Is that back right now? Can you get Dark Imperium again? I don't think you can you? Oh, man, Ben, I wish the Old World was coming out soon, but I don't think we're going to see Old World for years. I think Old World is probably not going to be until 2024. 2024 for Old World. It's real sad. I think we're 2 years out. Yeah. 2.5 years probably, even. It's okay. They'll put an extra bullet in the revolver. Marketing will get this get it right this time. You can see what happened with the Dominion. You can see what happened with the Dominion guy. Oh. Okay. Yeah, like, genuinely, they should re-release Dark Imperium. It's not like they can't make it. The STLs are still out there, like, you know, the file format for them to print it, or rather to mold injection it. It's all still out there. Horus Heresy took a huge hit over in Australia a few years ago when the massive price increases from Forge World. Yeah, but people were already buying from recasters in Australia anyway. It's so weird that Australia was, like, the home of Horus Heresy in many respects. Like, Aussie land was where, like, Games Workshop just made money on Horus Heresy and not much money on 40k. And then they priced things, then they priced out their own market there. It's crazy to watch. I don't understand it. When is the next Showdown stream? Well, that's a good question. We can probably do that on Friday, I think. Actually, you know what? We'll do that on Thursday. Thursdays are normally slower streams, but we'll do it on Thursday. We're going to do another Showdown stream. I will come up with the names for who's going to be fighting who, and we will determine who is the champion of the stream. And you know what, guys? I want to remind everyone we had the greatest upset ever last time we did it, which is what Kabanda was ranked as being likely to defeat Angron in battle. And I'm super proud of you guys for voting that. Because in my opinion, that's the truth. I think that Angron would probably lose to Kabanda. And that's just amazing to me. That the chat voted. It was an incredibly tight vote, but Angron was ranked lower than Kabanda as a martial combatant. Kabanda! It's probably just related to Space Marine, to be honest, Chris. That would be what my suspicion is. It's probably going to be a release date and information for Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. It might also be something for Warhammer Plus, but we'll see. We'll see. It looks very much like the animation style from Space Marine. So that's why I believe that it's probably from the video game Space Marine. That's at least my suspicion, anyway. There's no way to know. I mean, for me to check this out tomorrow, General Mountain Time, I'll have to get up early tomorrow, basically. So, you know what? We'll do a live stream when it happens. Or rather, I'll start up a stream when it happens, or I'll make a video or something like that. Why not? I'm not normally a news channel, but why not? Seems like fun. Seems like fun to do this stuff like this on the channel for events and things like of that nature, so I don't mind doing it. Sometimes it means getting up at awkward times of the day, though. My sleep schedule is a disaster now. We have the ultimate stream schedule. The best stream schedule. No one will be as great as my sleep. Lieutenant Titus on Tactical Rock when the game comes out. I actually think that they're gonna make him a captain by the end of the game, and I think that they will release Titus as a captain model. I think it won't just be limited edition. They might have a limited edition model with him, High Marshal Miles. However, I think that they're going to do a regular release for Captain Titus for Warhammer 40,000, and they will make him a captain of the second company. I think they're going to do that. They're going to make him the new captain. No joke. I think they're going to bring Titus in. Cabanda defeated Sanguinius, something Angron would have never been able to do. Makes sense to me. I completely agree, Night's Oath. But usually people get blinded by Primarch. They're like, Primarch! Primarch win, because Primarch's strong. And that didn't happen that time. It was a close vote, but people voted, and Cabanda came out on top. Super awesome. I absolutely love that. Behold, everyone, it is Cabanda. Have a great night, Keith Moore. Thank you for joining us, mate. You have yourself a good one. But I expect that we'll get at least one Titus model, maybe two. So who was here for the... who even cares? We'll talk about what happened the first time. I actually really... I really loved doing this. It was probably some of the most fun we've ever had on stream. Which was, we did a big versus. Everybody voted for 1v1 matchups that were going to happen. We sometimes popularity won out, but in a lot of cases people picked the logical choice. Yeah, but I think they're just gonna kill him, Furry Curry. It's not like he can't die. It's like a chapter master of the Imperial Fist. There's a new one every week. What do you think will happen to Sicarius if they make Titus the 2D second company captain? He is Gilliman's favorite. Well, Sicarius is... Captain Cato Sicarius is not a captain anymore. He's a champion. NYT, Midlim, Eve, Cabanda won the first round against Sanguinius. We will see the Mark 9 armor in Space Marine 2. I don't know. Benren. But here we go. Alright, guys. Who wants to... So these were the fights that happened. The first fight we did was Ghazghkull, Madurk, Thraka versus Abaddon the Despoiler. The winner was Ghazghkull with 70% of the vote. Then we had Sigismund versus Azrael, and Sigismund won with 57% of the vote. Then we had Karn the Betrayer versus Gabriel Seth, and Karn the Betrayer slaughtered Gabriel Seth at 65%. Then we had Chapter Master Tyberos of the Carcharodons versus Lord Asterion Moloch of the Minotaurs, and Moloch won with 61% of the vote. We had Lord Eidolon versus Castellan Crow, and Eidolon won with 55% of the vote. We then had Conrad Kurz versus Corvus Corax, and Conrad Kurz won with 55% of the vote. We had Mephiston versus Eraman, and I believe that it was Eraman who won with 55% of the vote. Hold on, I forgot to record which percent of the vote. I think it was Eraman who people pushed to the... No, it was Mephiston, wasn't it? I don't remember, and I should have recorded that better. Ralderon versus Coursewayne. Ralderon defeated Coursewayne with a crushing 63% of the vote. Bjorn the Fell-Handed versus Rylanor. Bjorn the Fell-Handed won with 62% of the vote. Jagatai Khan versus the Lion. Jagatai Khan eked out the victory over the Lion by 3%. 53% for Jagatai to win. Then we had Eldrad Ulthran versus Tigerius of the Ultramarines, and Eldrad Ulthran won with the largest victory margin the entire time. He had 85% of the vote. Then, the biggest upset of them all, Cabanda versus Angron. Cabanda wins with 54% of the vote, crushing Angron into the ground. And then we had Kugoth Plague Lord versus the Swarm Lord, where Kugoth managed to win out with 56% of the vote. So we will be doing that again. That is going to be coming up this Thursday. This Thursday, we are going to have Versus. I'm going to have all of the names planned out this time before we do them. So yes, this Thursday is going to be the Versus stream. We are going to ask the chat. It will be up to the chat. We probably aren't going to do it right away. We always wait for people to flow in, so we have a sufficient number of people in stream. But we will probably, at the half-hour mark on Thursday, begin a long stream of who is going to win. Who's going to win. And it's going to be amazing. No, they're not going to kill... Calgar's going to live forever. He got a new model. I think Makari would have beaten Angron. Oh! Boom! Steve from Des Moines. Bah, Lion wins. The Lion managed to be defeated, Steve. I didn't choose who won, man. Jagatai Khan. It was a big vote that time. I think we had like 40 or 50 votes. And Jagatai Khan managed to just slip through. He just slipped through at the very end because we ran those polls for 3 or 4 minutes at a time. And Jagatai managed to barely beat him. I think he only beat him by 2 votes. It was crazy to watch it go down. But no, we're going to have a lot of fun this time, guys. This Thursday. We might use some of the same characters again, but in different matchups. But by and large, we won't be using the people who were smote in the first time. And we will have new people who we have not used at all. I will get a big character list out for who's going to be the best fighters for who versus who. I will try to make it as close as possible to making sure that we have a fun time doing it. Because it's just fun just being like, you know what, guys? Who go win? The rubber just hit the road. The rubber just hit the road. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to just strike down and destroy their adversaries? It's going to be a fun time. I had a lot of fun with that one. Like, I couldn't believe some of those outcomes. I'm like, oh my god, this is vicious. What a vicious outcome of this particular engagement. It looks very good. I'm very excited. Oh, I'm excited now for Thursday. Do you think they're going to bring back another loyal prima donna? And if yes, who? I think they're going to bring back either the Lion or Lehman Russ. I hope they bring back Russ first. But in 10th edition, I think both of them are coming back. I really do. I think both of them will be back in 10th. Brett, I have to leave for a bit, but do you think you're going to see a lot of Marines become base sprue plus some additional to make new Marine units? I don't think so. Just the way they've designed those units, it's very hard for me to see how they could do it, but they might. I mean, they did it for the Chaos Space Marines, but that was in a very limited capacity. I'm not quite sure. No, tomorrow is Wednesday, my dude. Oh, no, tomorrow is Thursday, so yeah, tomorrow. I keep on thinking it's Tuesday. What a world I live in! I forget the days of the week. Have a great one, Abaddon. Thanks for being here, mate. We always appreciate having you around. I kept on thinking today was Tuesday, but yeah, tomorrow's fine. It's fine to do that tomorrow, too. Who would win? It's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun characters. Oh, we're going to put Sevatar into the running, I think, tomorrow. Ooh. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Upton is getting to zoomies. No, he's not. He's just getting annoyed. He's just an annoyed dog at this point, my dude. He's just frustrated because I'm not paying enough attention to him, and because they want me to do things for them that I can't do right now, which is because they want me to let them downstairs so they can destroy... It's Wednesday, my dude! They want to destroy the house downstairs, and I literally can't let them do that. I would get into a lot of trouble. Ah, Halo! Welcome, Halo! What's good? A lot's good. We talked about new Space Marine units today. We talked about what we expect to see during 10th edition. We talked a bit about Horus Heresy. And tomorrow, this Thursday, Halo, we're going to do another Versus stream. Tomorrow is going to be who would win. Who would win is coming back. Who would win? Who's going to win those fights? Who's going to win those battles? It's going to be amazing. We are going to have the audience itself vote on the victors of those engagements. So we're going to have a whole lot of fun tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. So for those of you who are new here or weren't here what we did last time, this is just how it works. So basically what I do is I set up the poll in here. Let them... So we set up the poll in here. Just like this. And that's what it's going to be. So people will get to vote. This one's not a serious one. But tomorrow, the poll goes up and people vote on the two characters. We give it 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, we determine who would win. And it's decided by the audience. I have some commentary sometimes during it. I usually stay impartial. Sometimes I do tip the scales if I'm like, there's no way! There's no way! If I see like one scale being really out of whack. My favorite one, which I thought was absolutely criminal, which I couldn't believe, was, we forgot to mention, Jane Czar versus Lilith Hesperix. People voted that Jane Czar would kill her 65%. I'm like, Lilith Hesperix is one of the most dangerous people in the entirety of Warhammer 40,000. What are you people talking about? And the response from the audience was like, Drukhari bad! Drukhari not good! Drukhari does bad things! No like Drukhari! No like Drukhari! Drukhari not good! Me no like Drukhari! Drukhari bad! I was like, oh god. Jane Czar wins! She not Drukhari! People were bitter pills. It was amazing. I was just like, guys, like, I'm not talking about on the tabletop. I'm talking about in the lore. I'm like, and Lilith Hesperix is one of the most dangerous monsters alive. They're like, Jane Czar win. I did see it, Halo. I just don't play 3D games. I just don't care. I just don't care. It's just not my thing. It's not my bag, baby. I can tell Bear maybe had a tad shy of, on caffeine. Yeah, I'm a little tired today, but it's also because I didn't sleep enough last night. Pollux with Land Raider door-size shield and combi Melta dash solitaire power fist. Woof, woof, woof. Yeah, you guys can hear the dogs going at it. You should include a few characters from Age of Sigmar that are appropriate for the setting duel. No, not at all, Mark Davey. I don't even make reference to the fact it exists. Age of what? I've never heard of this thing. Uppy no like Drukhari either. The only version of Cato Sicarius I will imagine is the one with the one Alfarius did. Wish I could be here tomorrow. Can I have a deciding vote for my birthday if anything goes to the fence? Sure you can, Duke. As long as you're on the Discord, you'll be able to see it after the fact and pitch your vote in. Hello, Rudy, and welcome. Things are doing well, Battleborn Gaming. How are you? You having a good time? I hope you are. Thank you for joining us here today. We're still going to be running for about another 30 to 60 minutes here, guys, so maybe even a bit longer, just depending on how things go. I just am tired. You can see the bags under my eyes. Lilith's chickened out on 2 space sharks inside a Komara arena. She can't be that good. Aw, boo. It's inconsistent writing is the problem for Ikari. Age of Sigmar, more like Age of Smegma. Am I right? I know, right? Ha 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 ha! No, this is not an AOS channel. I'm not really all that interested in covering anything for AOS. I've made fun of it a little bit, but I'm trying not to go out of my way to make fun of it, because its Flaming Ruin is having a lot of trouble, and it's made some people very upset to hear about it, so I'm attempting to avoid doing that, is to not upset the audience. If you want to know what I really think about it, catch me in Discord sometime. Oh boy. So in this particular instance, we have the victor. So if this were tomorrow, for instance, Cato Sicarius would have won with 56% of the vote. meaning Cato Sicarius would have smote Marnius Calgar's ruin on the mountainside. He would have cast him down for being the lesser chapter master that he is, and risen to his rightful place atop the hierarchy of the Ultramarines. Dude, didn't you hear how well Dominion sold? I heard Dominion is selling fast to this day. It'll never stop selling fast. It will sell fast in our hearts, always. Always selling fast. Any house over any clan. Axe. I prefer the houses to the clans. There's no clan I like more than any house. Can I still buy a copy of Dominion? Can I still do it? Yes. Yes, I can. If I really want a copy of Dominion, I can still get it. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's still there, boys. I can still get them. It's not on Games Workshop site, but I can still get them. I can still get them. They're still real. I suspect a lot of people can still get them from a lot of different parts of the world. You can still get it on Amazon. These are just in Canada, too. Boom. Canada. I can still get it. Boom. Dominion from Kingdom Games. Boom. I can still get it. Boom. It's all there. Selling so fast. It's selling so fast, it's still on the shelves to this day. The problem is they also sold the book for $50, and it has everything you need for from Dominion if you don't play Orcs or Stormcast. Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, I think that the redesign for the Orcs went poorly, and I think that Stormcast Eternals are not very popular. People don't want knockoff Space Marines, would be my suspicion. And, you know, as a result, it hurts the game. I'm tapping into your Swarm knowledge and asking you guys, how would you price Primaris Sicarius points-wise? I don't even know. I don't really care, to be honest. He'll be something new when they redesign him. He'll be something new. I wonder if the U.S. military will buy them and use them for fortifications and future operations. Look, guys, I know we're low on materials right now, but have you guys heard of this thing called Dominion? I can get a box for $200 a piece. What's it do, son? It's incredible. Buy it. Well, how many of them? Buy all of them. Games Workshop's in the background. Hallelujah! Oh no, I do not want Dominion at all. I don't even want it, Duke Cal, so no. But just letting you know, my birthday is coming up. It's actually going to be my birthday very quickly. I will tell you guys, it will be my birthday in 3.5 weeks. Oh, 3 weeks and 2 days. 3 weeks and 2 days, and it will be the big red birthday. That's right, boys. I will be 36 years old. 36 years old this coming 3 weeks and 2 days from now. It's quite an incredible thing to know that I'm going to be an older person. At least on the calendar, I will be an older person. People will look upon me with greater respect. I will be treated with more dignity. I will have the full support of the chat on that day, of course. Happy birthday, Bear, for tomorrow. Well, it's not tomorrow. It's in 3 weeks and 2 days. Which basically means it would be in 23 days. 23 days till the birthday. Boomer Bear, I'm a millennial, you jackass. You're still young? Yes, but I will be older and wiser, Richard Wong. Older and wiser, all the same. Every day I'm a little bit wiser. Every day I'm a little bit older. And come 23 days from now, another early April ad, exactly. Dude, Cal, I'll tell you in a couple days how much it hurts to be 36. Just blink your eye. Oh, yeah, I know. Like, as part of getting older, you're like, the time, it's slipping through my fingers. Ah! You're like sitting there dying. Oh, my God. It's all coming to a close. Life is pain. Oh man, I gotta have to drop by the hobby shop today. I got a bunch of stuff to pick up. I ordered BattleTech stuff like a year ago, and it's finally all starting to come in. So I've got a bunch of BattleTech stuff to pick up at the local hobby shop. It'll be very exciting. I prepaid for all of it too. I'm like, take the money now. I don't know if I'll have the money later. Dominion is so unwanted. I would not be surprised to see it used as a armor attack technical somewhere in Africa. It's like, look here. We can put the Dominion box on the front. This will offer us protection from the rockets. Bear check underground chat? Oh, come on. What's going on here? Yeah, it's a chosen Chaos Space Marine. Yeah, it's a chosen. Why, what's up? Are you playing Black Legion now? Are you playing Black Legion Halo? Are you going to empower Susan? Is that what's going to happen here, Halo? Is that what's going on? But yeah, it's that is a chosen Chaos Space Marine with a different head build and different arm configuration. Oh yeah, I know, dude. BattleTech was my first tabletop game. It's still the game I love. I love BattleTech more than any other game still. Yeah, it's the Chosen. Halo, it's the Chosen Chaos Space Marine that came out with the Eldritch Omens box set. That's part of Eldritch Omens. It'll be released on its own in a couple months. I love BattleTech though. I have some of it always near me. I have a huge love of BattleTech. I'm actually going to be playing more of it soon. Hopefully I can do more of anything soon. But I'm very much excited to play more BattleTech over time. And it's still one of my favorite games. He looks like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. He is the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. Oh yeah, give it to him. Just give it to him. The hillbillies. Bring out the Gimp. I start collecting Chaos Space Marine today for Death Guard basing material. Oh, why? Jellio, come on, man! Every time I see Helix, I'm baffled that they were also built without a 23mm anti-air cannon. Sunusin is becoming a chaos god of cuckery from all the tears of Abaddon. I will become a god myself. I just get older. No wisdom for me. The DM. It's sad state of affairs, and now I want bacon. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's nothing wrong with getting older. I actually don't mind it entirely. I like joking about it, but the best years of my life started when I was 30. My 20s were better than my teens, and my 30s have been better than my 20s. That's the truth of it. There's certain things that, I would have liked to have done when I was younger that I didn't end up doing. But, in some cases, it's actually a good thing I didn't do them. So, by and large, we're all on an adventure together in this life. And we can all learn and grow and adapt with times as they change, and we're all going to have to. Change is part of life, and getting older is part of life, and it's in no way something to necessarily be looked down, frowned upon. The end of a journey, of course, over time is always very sad, just in the same way that it's very sad to see the end of a beautiful story. But just getting older is just getting older. That's all it is. You're still the same person, but now you're the same person with some new knowledge and some new time on your shoulders. It's one reason why, in my opinion, so many villains seek eternal youth and things like that. It's they're looking to basically freeze, time for themselves. Don't fear it, Ree. Don't fear it, man. It's good. It's good. It's, I think you might be able to argue once you start hitting 50 and 60, maybe then you can start being a little bit, less happy. But even then, unfortunately, the majority of people in their 50s and 60s, at least as of the 2000s, were happier, then than they were when they were younger. That may start to change as economic circumstances and climate circumstances change, but we're not going to get into that. But what I will say is it's not that your best years are ahead of you, but it's as time moves in front of you, just accept that the time is moving, and we can all have. You can see how your life changes and develops, and it's really fascinating. That's wisdom fitting of your many, many years. Thank you very much, Nate. Big Red 36 isn't late for a gender change. Don't lose hope. Oh, thank you so much, Furry Curry. Thank you so much. I was hoping to turn myself into something else. I'm transforming myself into a person who wears green. Yeah, being happy is great. Like, you know, like life isn't only about happiness, but finding happiness and acceptance in your life is a big portion of moving forward. Yeah, the opening years of my 30s are some of the worst. You did a review. You did a review for Rules of my ex-wife yesterday. Thankfully, it's long past that. Yeah, dude. You know, it's like my sister's current spouse, who, you know, is her fiance for all intents and purposes, is going through a nasty divorce. And, you know, there are hard times in everyone's life. Life isn't all about ups. Life is also about downs. But you will have. There's very, very rarely a life bereft of joy, and there's very, very rarely a life bereft of grief. But those things come together, and they create a life that most people will appreciate while they have it. So that's the best I can offer you on that front. Is you know, we're talking about my birthday. It's weird how these subjects change, but yeah, in the future, as I get older, it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just what it is, and I will persist, and I will carry on, and. You know, one day I won't, but in the meantime, I hope to have a positive influence on myself and others. That's the most you can ask for. You know, like, it's one reason why even, like, you know, it was a relief to apologize to Steve, because, like, and this was, like, over a year ago now, but it was a relief to apologize to Steve for me, because, I'd been carrying around this grief that had made such an ass of myself, and also I'd made his day shittier. I'd made his day just that extra bit shitty. You don't really want to be that guy. Do you really want to be the guy who makes somebody who's a real living human being's life, you know, just a little bit shittier just because you're an asshole? Like, you know, like, as I've gotten older, like, you also mellow out and you realize what's important to you as you get older, and it's part of maturity. And part of maturity is that you don't want to go out of your way to, you know, like, when you see people melting down because someone did a bad job or something, it's like, yeah, that person did a bad job, yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, you might even have reason to be mad, but at the same time, is it going to fix anything by getting angry? In a lot of cases, it doesn't. What would you like for your birthday model-wise? I don't really need any models. A low-cost heavy destroyer. There we go. I'm trying to get 6 of them. You can let me know how 36 is. I will be joining you in a few months after. Ah, a true man of culture. I have 40, dude, and I love life. Exactly, Battleborn Gaming. You know, like, when you're young, you fear getting old. When you're old, you wish you were young. But even then, like, I think for me, as I've gotten older, I've realized, you know, with age, I would not trade, at this point, I would not trade my younger body for the wisdom that I've acquired over the last 15 years. Like, over the last 15, 16 years, I have had a career that has helped me understand how business works. It's helped me understand how people work. It's helped me network with various people and build a life for myself and make a lot of good and bad decisions. And, you know, like, I've learned from all of them. I've learned from the good decisions. I've learned from the bad decisions. Let's just hope that YouTube was a good decision. The times I feel old and the most is when I remember how there were times where I hadn't had to pay £4 for bread or 2.5 for a liter of gas like now. Yeah, but those are things outside of your control. What I'm talking about are things within your personal life and within your control. You don't need any models. Oh, Bear, I am doubting if you ever were a true Warhammer fan. Have you looked at this behind me? This isn't all of it. This is the unfinished, unstarted stuff, man. Like, I might want models, but I don't need models. Late teens, early mid-20s were rough due to family loss, but also defined who I am. Like, just letting you know, you guys saw me talk to my old man on phone just a minute ago. Like, I muted myself for the most part during it. My old man and I, like, I'll tell you right now, my old man and I did not speak for 15 years. From the time I was 18 until I was 33, I did not speak with him. And on top of that, like I had a very difficult history with him. And, I won't get into the full details behind it, but like it taught me. But the thing is if I hadn't gone through that, I would be a much shittier person. I was very entitled when I was a teenager. More or less, I grew up in an upper middle class, lower upper class family, in the sense of like the financial backing that the family had, because my dad was very successful at business at the time. My sister and I wanted for very little, and it spoiled us as people. And I was a much shittier person when I was younger. I didn't take into account the wants of others. I didn't take into account how other people felt, because it was basically, it was like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. I'll do this. I'll do that. And all of that kind of fell apart, in my teens, in my late teens. Like that lifestyle disintegrated. I did not cease communication with my dad because that portion of my life disintegrated. I'd ceased because we had other disputes from when I was growing up that were very negative. When I reconnected with him, out of my sister's urgency for me to do so, I had a lot of apathy. I am glad I've reconnected with him. It helps his life. It may not be that I have a whole bunch in common with him or anything like that, but it actually improves the quality of his life substantively. And as weird as it sounds, as you get older, you appreciate how much of a difference that makes in someone's life, even if you've had difficulties with that person in the past, even if your own life has been a struggle as a result of their behavior. Forgiveness is a very powerful thing that we all have to give to other people in many cases. Sometimes people don't deserve it. Sometimes people do. Sometimes it's up to you. Sometimes it's not. But I would say that I would not recommend holding grudges. Holding grudges doesn't really help anything. I hold grudges sometimes myself. I will admit there are times where I'm not a perfect person. I try not to be a hypocrite. But in the case of that, it wasn't even that I was holding a grudge. I was largely apathetic to the situation. And of course, when you open your eyes to it, it's very difficult to it's very difficult to get away from reconciling with someone in some way, even if it's somebody who's done a fair bit of wrong to you in the past. The only fear I have about getting old is being the old dad. If me and the new missus are lucky. Ah! I see what you're saying there. Well, I don't even know my old man, even though I live less than 2 kilometers away from him now. Never felt the urge to meet a stranger in my 31 years lived so far. Well, everybody's circumstances are different, Furry Curry. It's not the same for everybody. I knew my old man for years. I grew up. My parents were married, and me and my sister were raised by them together until I was about 17. So I was basically a man by the time that this devolved, right? I never really got along with my dad. I still, now that I'm an adult and I have a life of my own and more power in my own, side of a relationship, then it's been better. But there's he always tries to apologize to me, and it's so awkward. I'm like, man, just don't. I'm like, that stuff's all 20 years ago. It's like, who cares? Who cares? It's been a lifetime. The Book of Grudges says, do not let the Xenos live. No, but in all truthfulness, I can't speak to your own situation, Furry Curry. But it's going to depend on your old man. That's all I can say. Anger is an acid fad that does more damage to the container in which it is stored than anything over which it is poured. Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. I do. Absolutely. It's one reason why I try not to make the content on the channel particularly negative. You'll notice, I put out a video today saying the Tyranids are coming. It doesn't do so well. I put out a video yesterday talking about how is Nakamund and Kill Team worth it, which is a bit more of a negative tint compared to the Tyranids are coming that does double the views and double the interactions. And I'm like, oh, it's so terrible! So, I try not to make negative content, but YouTube definitely pushes you towards making negative content, and maybe the fans push you towards making negative content. But as I mentioned on this channel, guys, I try not to be negative. I try to be fair. I just talk about things as they're worth talking about, whether it be from a business standpoint, whether it be from a fan standpoint, whether it be from a lore standpoint. I just try to be fair. I do not want to create a, like, you know, as I said, I'm really not into this to make like a hate on channel. That's just not why I'm here. It's you know, like, I'm not as enthusiastic as someone like Valrak, who's like excited for everything that happens. And you know, I'm not saying that to be critical. That's who he is. He's an amazing guy for that. For me, it's just a different. I have a different approach to all of this. So we'll see if it works or not. We'll see if YouTube works out. I hope it does. I really do. Even if I just have to scrape by a meager existence, I wouldn't mind doing this for 40 hours a week versus something else. You were late on the Tyranid announcement. Yeah, but the only thing is I was, but at the same time, I'm always going to be a little late, John Penn. It's very rarely going to be breaking news here, because I really like to pull my thoughts together and talk about something in a more meaningful sense than just to be like, hey guys, check it out. Like, I'm not really a news channel. You'll note that when I talked about this even, I wanted to make sure that I was pitching more than just, hey, Tyranids are here. I wanted to be like, what implications does this have for Tyranids going forward? What can we garner from this information that Games Workshop is giving us? So I didn't want to just drop a video saying, hey guys, this is a news channel. We're not really a news channel. We do a lot of analyzation on this channel for my videos. So that's how I try to run it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the cold, hard truth behind it. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Doesn't is going to be a lot more often than does. That's my suspicion. My suspicion is doesn't is going to be more common. But it's a learning experience too. Sorry about that, just to respond to somebody. So yeah, like, so yeah, we're going to be late on some of these announcements, but it's because I want to actually analyze what they mean. Does it really matter what Space Marines get next? GW needs to work more on more stuff rather than Marines. They need money. And this year is going to be a lean year, so they're going to expect more Space Marines. Expect Space Marines to get a hard push soon, because Games Workshop's going to have some pissed off investors this year. As long as you don't throw yourself off a roof. Oh boy. Sometimes it's hard enough to follow him into the rabbit hole. Oh boy. It itches. Imperial Knight loses Obsect to knee cannot scratch. Ah! Do you figure that it is the sex sell scenario that sensationalism tends to create more interaction on YouTube's desire most? Yes, absolutely. So it's been very difficult to build a channel where, like, you're not just bagging on GW at every turn. Like, yeah, GW bad. And I don't believe that, for the record. I just look at what they're doing right now, and I look at what their investors are expecting and what they promise their investors. Have a great night, Guardsman Holden. Thank you for joining us. I take a look at what is kind of being expected of them. And, you know, you realize that, you know, those are the decisions that inform their actions. Yeah, I know, he did. I was only on stream for like 5 minutes today, and I was like, oh god, like, I hope he's alright. He's got the vid right now, if I'm not mistaken. You know what really brings in cash? Releasing another Primarch for Warhammer 40k. Well, that's what they're going to do. Angron is coming. If not this year, then early next year. Yes, hello, my fuzzy puppies. Hello. 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 Yes, I know. There you go, Aries. Aren't you happy now? Aren't you happy now, Mr. Fuzz? Oh, Mr. Fuzz. He's a very fuzzy boy, aren't you, buddy? What are you going to do? You're so funny. I love you, buddy. I love you. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. I'm gonna let you down, though. I'm gonna let you down. Sorry about that, guys. The Emperor has arrived. That's right. So, guys, we've hit the 2-hour mark. We're still gonna go for a little while longer here today, probably another half hour. But you know what happens when we hit that 2-hour mark. You know what happens. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you've enjoyed the stream so far, please consider liking the stream. We won't mention this again for another hour at least. So I don't think we're going another hour, though. Oh, yeah, he sheds a ton, Chris. We did not think he would, but he does. Normally, because we thought he was a Formosan, but he's a Malmute. And so Malmute shed, and so does he. So it's just part of life, you know. I still love him to death, regardless of how much he sheds. Yeah, like, I think that he doesn't want to just lay around all day, and, you know, I'm the same way. Hamish, so they're like the stream! But no, I'm the same way in that respect. I really am. Like, I stream every day. Like, one reason why I started doing YouTube near the end of my time at the organization that I worked for, which is now bankrupt, one reason why I did what I did is because I was just like, man, I don't want to just sit around on unemployment and whatnot. And then, like, I was like, oh, can I actually make this work? And then people started to subscribe. People started to join the channel. We started to have a lot of fun on stream. And I was like, let's give this a go. And I mentioned only after a week, I was just like, guys, you know, I'm going to try to make this work. And, you know, I suspect Valrak's in the same case, where he's like, he doesn't want to just sit around and things like that. I don't want to speculate too much. You know, it's not appropriate for me to do so. I know him pretty well. We haven't talked as much since I've been doing this, just because I do this. Like, I used to talk to Valrak a lot more, and other creators a lot more, but now I spend so much time making videos, chatting with you guys in Discord, basically going through and doing these live streams. You know, it eats up such a huge percentage of my time that my social life in that respect has gone down, but I have a new one here. And I still show up on his streams, and I still mod his streams, and I still go in there and have a good time. It's like, you know, for me, that's key and that's important. So I'm very happy to still be a big part of his community. But I suspect, if it's my own personal suspicion, I just think he can't, you know, sit still, and he doesn't want to sit still, because why would he? To me, that sounds equally terrible. I don't want to just lay around all day. I don't even like watching TV. Like, I feel guilty whenever I basically am not doing something, whether that be hobbying, whether that be streaming. That's one reason why we did the Cyberpunk streams, even though it kind of hurt the channel a little bit. I'm like, man, even just to sit down and play a video game, I don't like to feel like I'm being unproductive. Like, I want to feel like I'm contributing at least something in some way. Broke my collarbone and could not leave the apartment for 8 weeks. I get needing to stay busy or going crazy. Yeah, it's just the thing. And, you know, when things were really bad at my work near the end, I was getting a whole model project done every week to a good standard. I was like, we're painting this, we're painting that, because it was the only escape I had from my job, was to basically to paint all the time. Now that I've been doing this, I'm focusing on this so much harder that I've not had time to paint. But that's coming back, boys. That's coming back tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow at some point, either in the early morning or in the after the Versus stream tomorrow, we will be doing a paint stream for me on Thursday, or very early on Friday. I might do it like as a midnight stream on Thursday/Friday. So, but painting streams are coming back. They're going to come back in a big way. I'm going to be doing any day where I don't have a video out that day. We will have a paint stream.
Who needs a social life when you have us unglorious Leman Russ battle tanks?
Wow, thank you, Hamish. I wonder who could possibly want a social life after being serenaded with Leman Russ battle tanks and squads. Just sitting there in misery. I want to die. Yeah, like, I love doing them too, but, like, they hurt the channel, to be totally honest. So I've, like, it's sort of, like, I hate to say it, but, like, there's certain things that just overtly hurt the channel. And, you know, if I want to do this on a serious level, I just can't do those things, which is unfortunate. So, you know, I really wish I could continue to do the Cyberpunk streams. Really can't. Have a great night, Chris. Thank you for being here. As always, it's good to see you, and we'll catch you next time, mate. But, yeah, like I absolutely love playing Cyberpunk, and I'm gonna finish my current playthrough probably tonight, maybe tomorrow, and then I won't be feeling so drawn to playing it all the time. I've not played it in over a year, and I was like, oh man, I beat it twice before, and I love this game. And it's one of those games where I'm always afraid to start it, because once I start it, if I'm really into it, I'll just keep playing it. So I'm like, I had to... It's one reason why I haven't had as much sleep, because I'm like, I gotta make this video, and I gotta stream today, and then I gotta Cyberpunk. Getting like 4 hours of sleep. We begin anew! New stream, new video. So yeah, that's kind of how it's going. You've been told you laugh like Emperor Palpatine? Good. Palpatine has a good laugh. It's great. It's one of the only good things I like about Star Wars is Palpatine. It's not my birthday, Rudy. My birthday is in 3 weeks and 2 days. But thank you very much. I appreciate it all the same. I'm the same with Fallout games. Yeah, like, sometimes it's once it starts.
Happy birthday, Bear.
You just can't stop. It's like, you gotta get through to the end. And I can't wait for DLC for that game. Like, important DLC. Oh, man, I'm gonna just eat that up. Hello, Matthew Bureau, and welcome. Welcome to the Big Red 40K... 40K? Oh, my God. 40K stream! Oh, God, no. The wrong time to misspeak. Oh, hi guys. Welcome to the stream. I'm making fun of anybody. It's just that shouldn't have come out that way. It's literally not my birthday. Like, I have to point out, my birthday is in 3 weeks and 2 days. It is actually a substantially long time away from what it is right now. I promise. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday at all. It's nowhere near my birthday right now. It's just not. So just to make sure I'm not... YMCA. Oh boy. But yeah, so I just need to make sure that's very clear to people. It's not my birthday right now. It's my birthday in 3 weeks and 2 days. It starts with an L and ends in a rust battle tank. You're right, guys. It's my birthday today. You caught me. You caught me, you guys. It's my birthday today. Maybe on my birthday we'll do a big stream. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Should we do a longer stream on my birthday? Why not? We'll do like probably an 8-hour stream on my birthday. That sounds like a great idea. Looks like you're getting clipped like Valrak. Oh, really? No, I don't think so. Good. Happy birthday, about 12 years old. Times that by 3, Aaron Scott, and you'll be correct. If you just multiply it by 3, dude. You just multiply it by 3 and we're already there. So yeah, I want to do a big push for more models on this on the channel too, to point out, to get more stuff done with you guys. The Instagram for the account is going to become more active again as we get more models finished. So you're also going to see more activity from us on Instagram. You're going to see more activity from the channel. Overall, everything's going to be picking up in production for the channel, guys. The glut is over, and we are pushing ahead full steam ahead. Don't forget, you guys, that it's going to be a wonderful adventure for us all to go on this together. It really is. Do a 12-hour stream again? Well, we're not really anywhere near a target that would justify a 12-hour stream right now, Night South. Though I will say that we will also be having a longer stream for the before the reveals at Adepticon. So that is also going to be the plan, that to live stream that if they're going to be doing that as an event, and we will do a similar thing to what we did for LVO, which is I'm going to be just streaming for like, God knows. We're going to stream for like probably 8 hours again for LVO, and that's very close to my birthday as well. So there's going to be a lot, boys. There's going to be a lot going on. Ahead of time, we might not be streaming at all one day of the week coming up. I just want to let you guys know ahead of time, for those of you wondering, It's probably going to be on... Unless this is the day of Adepticon, and I don't think it is, but in which case I'd just be streaming later. But it's going to be on the 26th of March, which is this month. And the reason why is because I actually am going to pick up the new Inquisitor model at my local Games Workshop, which is over an hour away. So you guys can probably ascertain why we wouldn't be streaming is because it's a 2-hour round trip for me to basically go down there and pick up the model. I very rarely go and do that, but I really want that model. I think it's a beautiful model. I probably won't build it for years. It's going to sit in a clamshell or in a box on a shelf until I have the opportunity to think that I have a project that I want it to match with. So that is going to be the case with that particular mini. So. As a result, yes, I will actually have to either reschedule when the stream will happen during that day, or I will have to do it alternatively. Oh man, for my birthday, it's going to be lasagna and pizza. It's going to be amazing. We will allow you paid leave, Bear. Man, I don't get paid work. We're getting... I work for the members. That's about it. It's like, hey guys, We're running a little bit low, but it's fine. I don't care. Dickerson Ford. Vam red. Don't worry, everybody. We have a good Ruski chat here. We have a Ruski chat. Ruski chat. Ruski chat. It's perfect. I love the scam bots the most. But yeah, no, it's going to be for me. It's going to be very exciting. I'm personally very. I'm very excited for this coming month. There's so much good stuff that's kind of on the horizon. Again, if the new hobby streams work out with the old camera, we will be getting another camera for this, and we'll be moving that camera there, and then we'll be retiring that camera back there. Just depends on if people are going to dig the hobby streams. I myself am looking forward to getting more hobby streams done. So that is exciting for me, because that also means I'm going to have more opportunity to paint my stuff. Which I badly need to do. I'm aware of that. So I really want to get that squad of Night Lords done, and then after the Night Lords are done, we will see what we can do afterwards. I still have a Sergeant Ripper Jackson and one of the AOS Slaves to Darkness models. I haven't painted yet. Oh, very cool. I think Ripper Jackson's an amazing model. I think that model's just absolutely stellar. What a winner that one is. Hello, Uppy. Come here. Come here, Uppy. Come. Come on. I actually have to take his collar off because he jingles too much on purpose. Otherwise, people will hear it on stream and on my video. Yeah. Good boy. I know you don't like getting picked up, so you can just stay down. Yeah. And hello, ears. They get jealous if one guy gets attention, the other one wants attention. It's hilarious. Yeah. A couple of doggos here, huh? What's your problem, Uppy? You look so sad. Why's your nose so big, buddy? Why you've got such a big nose? Oh, you're begging because you want to get let downstairs again. I'm sorry, buddy. You know that can't happen. You know that can't happen, buddy. You know it can't. I don't drink beer, Battleborn. I drink no alcohol. The last time I had anything to drink was 18 years ago. Wow. That's a long time. An Ares camera? It's a cabled camera, so I don't think it can be an Ares cam. Jealous dog on the horizon? Absolutely. Every time you provide any attention for one, and the other one's just immediately like, how dare you? You have betrayed me. Perfect. Those are the best types of companions. Those you cannot trust. Man, I don't really like. I drink water and I drink pop. That's about it. Water or cola. Mostly water. I only drink cola on stream. Are you recovering or? So I chose not to, Aaron Scott. Just letting you know, both sides of my family suffer from severe alcoholism. So I basically have opted to not participate in that. So it's not that I'm a diagnosed alcoholic or anything like that. When I did drink to excess, but I didn't spend very long doing that. Who knows if that would have been the case indefinitely. I don't smoke pot. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do any form of narcotic. My crack is my miniatures and sometimes my cola. That is as far as it goes for me. I do my best to not participate in that stuff. It's I don't care if other people do it. If other people want to smoke pot or drink or whatever, that's all. I'm not a moral crusader, and I don't think it's inherently bad even. It's just I have chosen to not do that. And if you got, like, as far as I've been told, I think I'm pretty amusing to talk to regardless of how inebriated I am. I don't think I need inebriation for me to be out of my mind. Sitting here, and then you guys, I saw it. I can see it all coming down, man. You can see the GW. You can see it. You can see it. It's doing its things, man. You can see the investors. They're talking about the stuff. It's the stuff. Just having a meltdown on the screen. I can see it. I can see it all. My miniatures are my crack. Big Red Bear smokes miniatures confirmed. Absolutely. If you wonder where all those Chaos Mace Marines are going, I'm not giving them away because I'm gonna smoke them. Oh boy. I don't think you'd live very long trying to get high on plastic. You probably would get pretty high for a short period of time before you died. Rudy has confirmed my drug addict. Absolutely has. My drug habit, I mean. Games Workshop believes that drugs and alcohol are both horrible, because that means you're not spending money on Warhammer models. I know. My dealer at Games Workshop told me that I had to cut it out. It's the glue in your paint fumes that do it for you, Bear. You know what? Everybody in my house smokes pot. Just full disclosure, except for me, everybody in my house smokes pot, so it's very likely that I'm just getting a contact high all the time. Everywhere I go, I'm like, you guys see all the colors, man? They're so cool. I wish I had colors like that. Whoa. Amazing. It'd be a drunk stream, but instead of Bear getting drunk, it's us. Yeah, the chat is getting more and more out of control. Oh, you sons of bitches! You know what, guys? Maybe we'll do a Discord chat even, where we jump into the Discord and people can be free to ask questions. Maybe you guys want to do a call-in show at some point? Well, you know what? The members can decide on that. That's actually a pretty good idea. Remember, if those of you who are members get votes on what the channel does for content moving into the future. So we are still going to be doing... just to let you guys know, I will give you guys a heads up on the schedule that's to come up. Tomorrow we have the Versus stream. Then next month, there will be an addition to the Badab videos, which haven't done particularly well for the first Badab, but I don't care. I want to finish the Badab stuff. It just means instead of doing it weekly, I am going to be doing it monthly. So there will be part 2 for the Badab next month. And then we are going to have more things. Yes, that's right. There's going to be more stuff because I think we should vote on if the people in our YouTube members are going to want to have a call-in show. We can absolutely do that. We can do a call-in show maybe. I'll set up an extra chat room and just invite people into it, giving them the permission to do so only at that time. And yeah, that could be fun, having an individual caller coming in asking questions. I think that we could do that. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to do that? Well, we'll find out if the users want to. I'll set up a straw poll for me to for the members to vote on. Could be fun. Who knows? It's all about just having fun, boys. That's what it's really about. Let's have fun together. But yes, paint stream. I'm gonna do everything I can for us to have a paint stream tomorrow. It might even just be the main stream tomorrow. So instead of having a dedicated stream where we talk about a subject or whatever, it might just be, okay, guys, we're doing a hobby stream today. I like pepperoni on pizza personally, but I don't eat pepperoni anymore. So if I do get pizza, it's usually plain. I stopped eating pork when I was 25. Oh boy. And it's not even because of like any religious reason or anything like that. I'm not religious. I don't have a family background of anything like that. But the reason why I stopped eating pork is I try not to eat anything smarter than my dogs. I know that's weird. Some people think that's weird, but I love my dogs very much. I see them as people in many respects. They're not, you know, obviously not competent enough to be people as you or I are, but they are. I still view them as sentient people, and so even though I eat meat, I don't eat pork because pigs are smarter than dogs. Doesn't mean pig wouldn't eat me. Pig would eat me at a drop of a hat. Pigs are ruthless motherfuckers, but I just don't feel comfortable. Yeah, I haven't had any bacon in over 10 years now. Hamish. Yeah. I did have one sausage for breakfast when I went out for breakfast with my mother about 2 months ago. Yep. That's the most pork I'd had in 10 years. Other than that, I haven't had any pork. Yeah, I've not had any bacon since I was 25. It's not that I dislike pork. I love pork. But just, nope. People are probably sitting in the chat, how is this possible? And, like, I'm not, like, a big PETA guy or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's just my own personal ethos. I'm like, if it's smarter than my dogs, I don't want to eat it. I wouldn't eat my dogs, barring extreme circumstances, so I wouldn't want to eat an animal as smart or smarter than them. We all make decisions in our lives, boys. The reason I eat them is because they're smart really makes them taste better. Wow. That's not why. Oh yeah, you guys are definitely into bacon. Most people are. I like bacon. Bacon's great. I just choose not to eat it. No, we just need to spam food in chat regarding bacon. You can. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. It's not going to be a very good point of conversation. I don't know if that's going to end up being like a really gratifying, deep, or interesting conversation if everyone's just like, bacon! Bacon! You know, like, you know, unsubscribed. Perfect. It's like, how dare Bear? Why? He says no bacon. Well, he said he doesn't eat bacon. No bacon, bad! Let's have a total meltdown. All these things I'm learning. What are you learning? Well, at the very least, I hope that my streams are informative for some of you guys. But spam is made of pork. Ah, is it though? Is it though? No one really knows. Hey man, I'm a fat bastard too. You've seen me on stream. Come on, man. Ha! Like, that lost 90% of the subs? Absolutely it did, Wolf. We went from 1,130 subs down to about 130 in the last 2 minutes. It reverberated across the internet. People are like, ah! If anything, people are going to start firebombing my house. You'll be like, there he is! There he is! It's a man who hates the bacon! Just starts throwing bottles at the building. Ah! Don't tell my son I said that. Ooh. Battleborn Gaming. Did I miss something from Battleborn Gaming? Dude, I don't smoke dope. Oh, sorry, I missed this Battleborn. Dude, I don't smoke dope. I do have beer, etc. My mother died through booze, but it was due to a broken heart as my father died 3 years earlier. I'm really sorry to hear that, Battleborn. That's a real downer. I am sorry I missed that as well. It's hard when stuff like that happens. As you know, you've been through it more than I have, very clearly. But you have my greatest sympathies, man. That's rough. A packet of bacon is a Peppa Pig jigsaw. Oh, Peppa Pig jigsaw. But yeah, no, it's as I mentioned before, it's an interesting life. You know, like people forget that when people want to think of the story of someone's life, they think of the highs of their lives in the sense of like, oh man, they got married this day, they did this big event, they made this big career jump here, and they time it out on individual days or individual events that lead to these fantastical brief moments in life. But really what we're doing here today, talking with one another, having a good time, just doing our everyday lives, that's life. And life is good. Like, just being able to sit down, have fun with your friends, just sit down, talk, have food, talk about your favorite things, talk about your hobbies, participate in, things that are like work and stuff like that. If you can find something that, even if you just tolerate it, but you can do that job with good people. They find most people stick in their jobs not because of just compensation, not just because of them loving their work. Even if it's work they don't like, they stick in their jobs because they often find camaraderie with their coworkers. Because, life for human beings, we're all social animals, man. It's all about us just coming together and talking and really, discovering experience through others, discovering experience through storytelling, discovering, things about ourselves, right? It's a very fascinating thing that this is life, and it's fine. It's a good life to have. It is. Hey, lost my dad through booze when I was 18. I feel you. Yeah. My dad died briefly for 6 minutes due to drinking and driving. Suffered a severe head trauma. That's actually where the beginning of the end. Just to put that out there, he was. They had to take him out of his truck with the jaws of life. So that's somebody who's lived in some incredible moments in that respect. I myself am not really. I've not really had such an experience, and thank goodness for that. But those are some of the brief moments I'm talking about. Most of it is not anything like that. Most of it is not those high impact moments. They're just, most moments in life are just what we're doing now. Figuring out what you're going to have to eat for dinner, figuring out what route you're going to take somewhere. That's it. That's what we will do for the 99.99% of our existence. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Oh man, this is becoming a depressing chat stream today. Everybody's just talking about death. Why did this happen? Did Nagash infiltrate the chat? Is that what's happening here today? Lost my mother when I was 17 through health complications with multiple sclerosis and epilepsy. Oh, buddy, that's awful, Saxon. Never easy losing a parent at that age. That's brutal. Yeah. It's very hard for some people. The journey is a lot harder than others. Yeah, man, I can't, the chat just, this is just part of life, too. The chat started talking about people dying, and I'm not going to disregard any of it. It's all tragic. I will read it all out, and we will talk about it. But this is the grim, dark chat of the of the Big Red 40K stream today. It's like, welcome to the dark, grim darkness of the 21st century. In the 21st century, there is only tragedy. Gotta add some light to it, because in the grim, dark present of the 21st century, there is only death. Yeah, I know, Marcus. I take a look at some of those. I'm like, you have my condolences. I'll say a little bit here, but I don't really know what else to get into. And it's like, no, it just goes through the chat like a wood chipper. Brrr. And yet, this is where we go to heal our wounds. This place is where we talk frivolous things, and weighty moments is equal measure, because we are here in this comforting space. Aside from squats, yeah. Every time you guys mention squats, it's violence to me. By the way. So just letting you know, every time you guys have made your jokes about your squats, making fun of me about the fact I don't like them, every time you do that, I consider it violence. I consider it a personal attack on me. You are committing an act of violence against me. Battleborn Gaming says, I lost my mom and dad within 3 years of each other. It was hard, but I have a great wife and suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and 3 awesome daughters. And I have this awesome hobby to get me through things. Yeah, that's just the thing, right? Like, life will keep on going on until it doesn't. And as long as you've made a positive impact on other people's lives, you can, like, you know, if there is an ability to look back on your life, you'll be able to look back on your life with pride and happiness. Wolfenbach has attacked me. Wolfenbach has chosen to attack me once again. Again, this is an act of violence against me on this channel. I just have to tell you guys, I am personally horrified by this behavior. It hurts me a great deal, and I don't understand why you guys would want to hurt me this way. That's why we have the community here, a place for us all to come together. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's a great community, I think, for everybody to talk. You know, a big portion, like, I wish I knew a way to make the Discord a bit more active, because we've got a couple hundred members in there, and I have been trying to get it to be more active lately, but, you know, it's not always the most easy, but I've been trying to get Discord to be more active as well, because, like, that's a big staple of what we do here. It's a free Discord, but who cares, you know? It's a good place to talk, good place to hobby, and I'm hoping that it will pick up more now that we're going to have hobby streams going again, because there's going to be more stuff going up there on hobbying, on techniques, and things like that we're going to be able to get into. So that's going to be very exciting. Throw a Lehman Russ tank at him. Oh, guys, you're just killing me. See, all this violence, all this abuse. What have I done to deserve this? I think I've done nothing to deserve this. I think that you are all treating me contemptuously. You feel the way about squats like I feel about Tau? I don't know, but I don't understand how you could feel that way about Tau. I really don't. I don't get it. And, like, you know, I have I have a Tau army, but, like, I have an army for everything. I just don't understand the contempt. You know, squats are way more out of place than Tau will ever be. Tau fit the 41st millennia. They're a horrifying dumpster fire of a race in Warhammer 40,000. They are grimdark and extreme. All I'm saying is remember to do your exercise. No mention of violence. That doesn't mean squat. Oh, see? Wolfenbach? Wolfenbach, you did this to yourself. You did this to yourself, Wolfenbach. You have 300 seconds to think about what you've done, Wolf. Wolf, you have 300 seconds to think about what you've done. I'm not responsible for your behavior. You're responsible for your behavior. You have 300 seconds, my friend. 300 seconds to think about what you've done. A Lehman Russ battle tank with a squat commander? How dare you? You used to be hardcore gangster rap in your life and Dronehammer 40,000 t-shirt, and of course a 6-pack of ginger beer and a lovely salad? Oh boy. Rudy got it right? No. No, he didn't. All of you have betrayed me. You've all attacked me. It's terrible. It's terrible. The chat has turned on me. The chat is spoiled. F in the chat for the chat. F in the chat for the chat. The chat has betrayed me. Justice for Big Red Bear. That's what you should really be putting there, Hamish. Justice for me. Justice for me. After all the abuse that I'm receiving here today. Justice for me. Where's my justice? I'll never get tired about hearing how much this hobby helps people. It's a special community to be part of it. Yeah, it is. It really is. It got me through a lot. It really did. Absolutely got me through a lot. I just meant that the Tau makes me feel rage. It's a long, boring story on why I hate Tau. I respect everyone here too much to waste their time with that story. Why? Is it because a bunch of weeaboos were like, they're the good guys? I hope not. Because that's just surface level understanding of their own army. When you arise in the morning, think of what the precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love. The other Marcus, whose last name starts with Aurelius. Yeah, man. Marcus Aurelius was a wise man. Absolutely. F for the bear. How dare you, Saxon? How dare you? Aaron Scott is onto something? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. see here. Let's just see here. That one. Sorry about that, guys. Ah, there we go. Have to hit replay on the audio. So, what we're going to do here, very quickly. Rise up, brothers. How dare you, Hamish? How dare you? I'm tired of this bear on wolf violence. Hey, man. In the wild, wolves know better than to mess around with a full-grown bear. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But, guys, there is some stuff I want to try to get done today outside of the stream. I think we had a great stream today. I had a lot of fun. We were here for a long time. This stream was 2.5 hours long, over 2.5 hours. But I think it's time to wind it down. Remember, tomorrow is going to be the Versus stream. Big news. Tomorrow's going to be the Versus stream. That will be an amazing stream, I think, for everybody to do. So you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss tomorrow's stream. I will schedule it early. We're also going to be talking about whatever the announcement is tomorrow from Games Workshop. Squats are basically dwarves in Warhammer 40,000 Battleborn gaming, except for that they're human. They're just an army of midgets with beards who wear cloth armor. And they got discontinued by Games Workshop, and supposedly they're bringing them back. I would pay good money to watch more bear on wolf violence. So yes, guys, we're going to wind down the stream for today. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. Thank you so much for everybody who contributed to the channel today. I can't stress enough how important it is when you guys are members, when you guys drop super chats. I'm internally grateful for it. We've got more videos that will be coming out over time. I'm going to try to get a video out for tomorrow. If I can't get one out for tomorrow, we will have a video out for Friday, definitely. And we are going to keep on keeping on. Thank you again, everybody, for being here today, and I will catch all of you guys next time.